Good Saturday morning to you, Jackson, West Tennessee. Welcome in Sports Talk Live with the coach. That's me, Coach T. Stratton, live right here at Caddy Sports Club. And, man, we are super excited about this show today, just making sure everything is live. We're going to share some social media here, and as we always do. But we're excited to be here today and talk sports with you. We've got a lot of action going on in and around West Tennessee, and man, we're excited about the show today and what we're going to be talking about. We got 3 brand new guests scheduled for the show today. And we're going to be talking with coaches from McNairy Central High School, Fayette Ware High School, and Lexington High School today. And so we're going to have them in shortly, but let's kind of kick off the morning first and foremost. We got to give some shout-out, some love to the Lady Vols, the Tennessee lady soccer team, taking on the number 1 team in the country, the North Carolina Tar Heels, and taking it to them. They did. It was a 2-0 victory for the Lady Vols. Congratulations, Lady Vols, on your victory in the NCAA. What a way to start off the season. Taking down the number 1 team in the country. And, hey, that's how you do it right there. You start off strong and you make a statement, and the Lady Vols did just that. Congratulations to the Lady Vols for their victory, again, over the number 1 team in the country. What a way to start the season. I mean, you want to come out of the gate, you want to make a statement. This is how you do it. Teams from around the country can take a look at that, and we're just finalizing our stuff here. Pardon me. We're going to get things rolling. You know, it's one of the things about Sports Talk Live. It's kind of a one-man show, so nobody wants to really get up on a Saturday morning and come in here and do all the production and set everything up. You know, if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, hey, you shoot me a message. You're welcome to do so. Call that Sports Talk Live call-in line, not during the show, and ask this question, obviously. But hey, we'll make it happen. We're gonna make that work. Man, again, what a show we got. We got 3 brand new first-time guests on the show this morning. And I tell you what, a couple of these guys, one of them has been at a couple different schools here recently. I've tried to get him on a couple different times, just haven't had it work. The other one, man, I know this young man very well, and we had some time that we worked together, and so we're going to talk to him. Very excited about getting him on the show. But these are some coaches that are kind of on the outskirts of the Jackson area. They're not always available to get into studio, and we want to make sure we show our love to all West Tennessee and make these things happen. So we're going to do that this morning. And again, just making sure we get everything shared here this morning. All right. Hey, we got some scores to run down, and then our first guest is already in the house, but we want to talk about these things real quick. Just give you a little live update as we already have folks into the show this morning, into the stream, and I appreciate everybody. Hey, leave a like and a follow if you would. One of the things that you're seeing there on the screen on our Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching, is as you see our backdrop there, and that backdrop's going to change. We are super excited that the Hub City Sports Network has been absorbed into Fox Sports. We are now the sister company, I guess, the sister station on our socials to Talking Sports West Tennessee, and Talking Sports is the Fox Sports station here in West Tennessee. They cover all things Fox Sports. You can catch the full lineup of all Fox Sports shows throughout the week. And then right here on the weekend, man, it's Sports Talk Live with the coach, and we're going to be there each and every week. Now, the kicker is we're making that transition very slowly. So right now, we're on the Fox Sports webpage. So we're there. We're live. That Fox Sports webpage is fsrjackson.com, foxsportsradiojackson.com. It takes just a little more buttons to push, a little more programming for the radio side, but we hope to have that up starting maybe early as next week. 103.5 FM, 1310 AM in your listening area around West Tennessee. But if you can't catch us, if you can't pick us up on the airways, you can always watch us or listen to us. If you're driving, please don't be watching us, right? I mean, that's not a good thing. But you could plug it in and listen to the audio because, in the grand scheme of things, nobody wants to see my face anyway. So listen to us live as you're traveling about. Coaches heading into the locker room to check on their kids or whatnot. But we got a great lineup each and every weekend. And next weekend we'll start our coaches show. Right back here on Sports Talk Live. School's back in session. That happens every school year when the coaches come in. It's a come and go type thing. Sometimes they bring kids with them. Sometimes they don't. And so that door is always open. I think we're going to try to have maybe some McDonald's sandwiches and some donuts here to entice coaches to bring some kids with them. Maybe if we're feeding them a little bit, maybe they're a little more apt to be here. So we'll make that happen if we can. And if you're around Jackson and West Tennessee, if you want to be a part of that and supply some breakfast for some of our athletes and our coaches, that would be greatly appreciated. Just reach out to me again. You can call me there on that call line off of the air at 731-298-0099. And, again, what an exciting time of the year. I use this cliche, not in the winter, not when it's cold, not when the fat man in the red suit's coming around. I use it right now. It is the most wonderful time of the year. We've got high school football kicked off with the Jamborees last night. We've got high school regular season kicking off. The season officially starts the 18th, which is Monday. Nobody plays on a Monday. But Thursday night, Haywood County rolling into Henry County to take on the Patriots, the Tomcats and the Patriots, and I'll be right there to watch that game live. And so very excited about that coming up to kick the season off. I mean, what a great what a great kickoff to the season. Two perennial programs right here in West Tennessee, and they've got firepower. I'm just telling you this right now. There are some teams you go out and you go, okay, hey, we got one or two or three athletes maybe on each side of the ball that are going to be, the premier guys. These are the three or four guys you want to watch. Shoot, I'm not sure that there's not 11 on each side of the ball for both of those teams right now. It's crazy the amount of athletes they have on the field, and it's going to be electric come Thursday night kickoff time for football right here in Jackson and West Tennessee. Now, I think that's the only I think that's the only game Thursday in our kind of local area. And so that's going to be kind of the big talk Thursday night. And if you're gonna attend that game, make sure you stop by our tent. We'll have a tent out there and some freebies to give out and whatnot. But you can follow us on our app there. Our app is a multi faceted app. It kind of runs all of our stations, 101, 103.5, 1310, and I don't know how many others there are. But nonetheless, you can see us there and follow us on the app, get all the information, but make sure that you're following, and our social medias are pending some approvals, so that's why we're continuing to go here. So follow us on the Hub City Sports Network, follow us on our website, make sure that you got that saved, fsrjackson.com, Fox Sports Radio. And man, I can't be more excited about this opportunity to be a part of Fox Sports Radio in West Tennessee and to cover this big kickoff, big win by the Lady Vols. If you didn't catch that earlier, 2-0 in soccer, beating the number one team. Let's go ahead and look at some of these scores here. Westview 28, Dyer County 7. Again, jamborees, scrimmages. What do we look into it? What do we read into it? Well, Westview kicks off the year, 55-yard bomb by the phenom, now sophomore Graham Simpson, who threw 57-1 touchdown to interception ratio last year, 57-1. I'm not trying to start a riff in the Simpson family. But he threw for 40-something hundred yards last year, 4,400 yards, whatever it is. But I'm going to go out there on a limb and say, Ty, I know you're starting for the Alabama Crimson Tide this year, but your high school records are in jeopardy. I'm just going to throw it out there right now. Freshman phenom Graham Simpson, 57-1 touchdown ratio. I think Ty threw for 75 touchdowns his whole 4 years. That may be broken this year. Very likely. Ty also threw for over 10,000 yards in his high school career. Graham threw for almost 4,500 last year. If he throws that again this year with the receivers they have, he'll break that record in his junior year. I mean, come on now. This kid is going anywhere he wants to go. He may be the next high-profile quarterback, and we get to watch him at least this year and 2 more in high school. Yes, sir, high school. And what a great family. Jason Simpson, head coach of the UTM Skyhawks, having great years up there. What an opportunity there. Let's get back to these scores. Mumford 27, Crockett County 14, Brighton 21, Obion County 13, Dyersburg 21, Lake County 0, Camden over Dresden 14-7, McKenzie 20, McCracken County, Kentucky 14. Here's the shocker that I have right now. I know it's a jamboree. I know it's probably just a quarter, maybe even a half of varsity play. Milan 12, Henry County 0. Hollow Rock Brewston 12, West Carroll 8, South Fulton 31, Liberty Tech 7, Houston County 13, Gleason 7, South Gibson over Peabody 30-14. South Gibson may be a team to watch out for this year. You better watch out for the Hornets. Huntington 7, Lexington 0. Greenfield 15, Hardin Academy 0. Humboldt, what about the Vikings? 35-7 over Gibson County. You better watch out for the Vikings. This may be a team that I'm going to call, hey, you better be aware when the Vikings roll into your stadium or you roll into theirs this year. Fayette Ware 7, we'll be talking with Coach Howard Bush here in just a second. Fayette Ware 7, Fayette Academy 0, Riverside 14, Perry County 0, Halls 20, Ripley 0, Bolivar 20, Middleton 0. Sounds like a reoccurring broken record here. Covington 27, Union County 0, Adamsville JCM. Adamsville 7, JCM 0. It was called early due to the rain, so probably not much of a look there. I'm not even sure that JCM had an offensive possession. TCA and Southside 7-0. TCA again called early due to the weather. I was at that game last night, and TCA's quarterback made some really good reads, looking for the open receiver. He sat in the pocket. He was poised, and he made the right read. So we'll see what TCA can do with his leadership at quarterback this year. Chester County and McNairy Central will have McNairy Central's head coach in as well this morning, a little bit later in the show. That was canceled due to weather. So I'm driving south through Jackson last night, going to Southside, and the rain is coming through downtown. And I'm like, hey, this is going to be great. It's going to cool things down. And it's going kind of from what I thought maybe like the Bolivar area towards Jackson, so that northeast direction. And just got a little rain and moved on, got to Southside. Everything's dry, moving. It was just great night for football. And then the bottom dropped out about 10 minutes into the game, and the storm just did a 360 and went south. I don't know. I don't know where it came from, but it is what it is. Love to be a weather guy. You know, you get paid for being 50% right all the time. And my wife tells me I'm wrong 100% of the time, and I don't get paid for that at all. It is what it is. Hey, let's go ahead and take a quick, guys, and I'm talking about a quick 60-second break. And when we come back, we are going to have the head coach of Fayette Ware in the house. He will be on the air with us next. Coach Howard Bush, head coach of Fayette Ware High School. We'll be right back.
Planning your financial future can be a daunting task. With all the things you want to achieve, how do you prepare so your money will go the distance? Here's some advice that may help. Why not talk to your local Woodman Life representative? They can answer all your questions, and together you can fill out a free needs analysis to help identify your short and long-term financial goals. Our representative can then recommend insurance and annuity solutions to help make your financial future safe and secure, so that all those things you want to achieve remain firmly in your sights.
Hi, I'm Kelly Bonifer, your local Woodman Life representative. Did you know that the life insurance you have through work may not be there for you if you change jobs? Call me at 731-423-4784 to discuss your options for protecting your family's financial future.
Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society of Omaha, Nebraska. Woodman Life, standing strong for generations.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Live with the coach. We've got to always check our audio, make sure that we're playing the right audio here. And what a show again we've got on schedule for you this morning. There we go. Just checking that out. We've got Fayette Ware in the house, and we're going to be talking with Coach Howard Bush here. And then we've got Derek Carr from Lexington and Justin Truitt from McNairy Central, and a lot of cats in the house today. We got the Bobcats and the Wildcats and the Cougars and the Lions and the Tigers and no, just joking. But we do all cats today. I don't know how it ended up that way, but it is what it is. Without further ado, first time on the show, man, Coach Howard Bush. We used to work together a little bit and enjoyed our time. Always enjoyed our conversations about football, about life, about anything that we end up talking about. But good morning, Coach. Welcome in Sports Talk Live with the coach. Glad you're here today to talk about Fayette Ware.
I'm glad to be here.
Coach, you are in year 3 with as the head coach. Were you at Fayette Ware as an assistant coach as well?
No, I wasn't. I was
okay.
At the time I was at Humboldt.
Okay, at Humboldt. All right, so went from Humboldt to Fayette Ware, head coach there now, year 3. Kind of just talk to us a little bit about getting to Fayette Ware and establishing your program, and then a little bit about last season. Last season, you guys probably not the season you wanted. Nobody wants to go that 1-9. it's better than 0-10, but it still
Yeah.
is what it is. But you guys, were in a bunch of those games that you guys played and had that kind of that oblong ball bounced a different way. It might have been a different story, right?
Yeah, definitely. Year one kind of got there in like June, and was entering a transition where we were switching into a different region with Dyer County, Crockett County, Obion, and Haywood. So, transitioning from a Memphis league to a very tough West Tennessee league is a big transition. So, year one, we just kind of had to take it for what it is and just go out there and compete to our best. But year two, going into year two all season, we kind of hit the weight room real hard, made a commitment that we're going to play defense. So that paid dividend. Last year, like you said, we was in a lot of games. Came up one possession short of going to the playoffs. I mean, we lost to a very good Kirby team in overtime. Lost to Bolivar in the last few minutes of the game. So it was a tough season, but it was a lot of good learning points that's going to pay dividends this year.
Yeah, you guys were in a very tough region as well, right?
Yeah,
When we look at that region in West Tennessee, Dyer County, Obion County any given year, Crockett County just about every year. You seem like they're making a deep run in the playoffs. And then, of course, Haywood as well. I mean, that's, there's no room for error.
Not at
when you're
all.
playing teams like that, right?
Not at all. I mean, there's no room for error, man. I mean, you have to go in there and play your best game. I mean, you're talking about we're playing 10 games, and all 10 teams are in the playoffs, have winning records and things. So the schedule definitely wasn't easy, but, I mean, we never shied away from it. We always showed up to compete, and it paid dividends, man. We're going to be ready for this year.
Yeah, and then when you throw in, teams like Bolivar or Christian Brothers,
Yeah.
Kirby, Mitchell,
Yeah.
there's other teams out there that you guys are playing as well, and you guys are on that kind of what I call the border of West Tennessee, right, in Memphis.
Yeah.
It's tough to schedule some games,
Yeah.
right, because everything for you guys
I mean, when we were
typically it's an hour ride.
when we was in this the region these last 2 years, I mean, from Fayette County to Dyer County, that's like an hour and 30 minutes. Fayette County to Obion, you talking about an hour and 45-minute bus ride. I mean, so it definitely the travel thing definitely was a test, but like I said, man, we never shied away from it. We embraced it. We always went to work every week and prepared the kids as best as to our abilities.
Hey, talk about your kids last year. You talked about you hit the weight room, defense. You could see some improvement in the Fayette Ware team, but talk to us about your seniors and what they meant to you in that program where, hey, we've had an off season together and we're able to kind of recreate the wheel, so to speak, get everything instituted. It's
Definitely.
hard when you go in there midsummer to try to put anything in and install anything other than just trying to learn some plays and get things
definitely.
going. But establishing that culture. Talk to us about those seniors, and did you have any seniors that went on to play at the next level?
Yeah, definitely, man. It's bigger than just going out there and practice and just going team running plays all day. So, I mean, man, we had guys that went to work all off season. They trained. They never missed a day. And it's like I say, it's paid dividends for them. We had Brandon Gates, our starting defensive end. He had 18 sacks as a defensive end. He's now playing at the University of Cumberland, full ride. Travis York, one of our linebackers, Kamari Rooks. They're all in college. Kamari's at a JUCO in Mississippi. Travis in Michigan at Adrian College.
Okay.
Keelan Hall, he was a receiver for us last year. He's now at Kentucky Christian. We also had Lawson Wire. He had 14 sacks at the other defensive end position. So we definitely had some guys that can get after the pass rusher and things like that. So they'll be greatly missed. But like I said, they kind of set a baseline for the kids to strive for something like, okay, guys, this is, you look at how these guys did, and you just got to be 1% better than them at that point. So I definitely appreciate the seniors we had last year, and it was a lot more than them, but those are just our top contributors from last year.
Definitely. What about you coming into this season, right? And you look at this change in your region schedule. You guys are now going to the Memphis area.
Yeah.
You still have that slobber knocker of Haywood.
Yeah.
They got stuck in that same boat. So
Yeah.
it's like, I had Josh Puckett on earlier in the off season here, and we were talking about that, and he's in that same boat. It's it's 30 minutes to Jackson for you
Yeah.
guys, a little longer than that.
Yeah.
But it's like, hey, playing those Crockett counties, playing some of those schools around there, that's a little bit of a shorter bus ride. But now every time we go, it's going to Memphis.
Yeah.
And, that's a tough ride. It's not. it's not really a straight shot even for you guys at Fayette Ware. You still got to go out. And
Yeah,
get on
it's
the
just
highway.
you have to go into the city of Memphis, man, and everybody know how Memphis traffic get, especially around 4 or 5 o'clock when the buses are headed to the
Right.
stadium. So it's definitely a challenge at times. You have to be coordinated and be prepared beforehand.
Talk to us about this team this year. Who is somebody if we're catching a Fayette Ware game? Who is somebody that we could potentially see standing out? And I know that's tough as a coach because to you all your players matter, right?
Yeah.
And I get this, but who has stepped up as a leader in the offseason? You talked about those guys who graduate. Some of those guys were not only leaders on the field, but they're leaders in the locker room. Who
Yeah.
has stepped up for you guys this year as a leader on and off the field?
I think on the field and off the field, I think Laquan Armour, he's probably our best player. He's a wide receiver, DB guy. He'll start on both sides of the ball. I mean, he's one of those kids, man, that shows up every day. He goes to work. He never complains. So he's definitely one of those guys that established himself as a leader. Our linebacker, who's the heart and soul of our defense, Tyrod Taylor, who he's out with a minor injury right now, but he should be returning when region play starts. But even when he's out, man, he's still out there every day. He's rehabbing. He's preparing himself to come back. So he's definitely one of the heart and soul of our team. We returned our starting quarterback from last year, Justin Price, another guy. He doesn't talk very much, but he leads by example. He leads on the field and off the field, an example in the classroom. So he's returning. We have 2 very capable running backs in Ronaldus Ramey and Braylon Walker. Ronaldus kind of established himself as a leader on and off the field, never misses. Then also a lot of people have started to hear the name Cordarius Llewellyn and Artavion Sanders also. So we have some key players returning, man. So we just got to put this thing together, and we know where we want to be in October and November.
Yeah, you talk about these guys, stepping up, and again, I know putting you on the spot here, saying and calling out some of your guys is tough to say.
Yeah,
but obviously people around that are not necessarily affiliated with Fayette Ware may not know these kids.
Yeah,
and so
probably,
when they're
yeah.
watching a film or your team comes to their stadium, right? It's nice to be able to put a name with the position or a name with the face or a number or something. One of the things about the off season that I really enjoyed as a coach, enjoy as now somebody in media, and enjoy as a fan, is the ability to just kind of watch these guys grow up.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you see them on the field,
Definitely.
that's one thing, but you see them for that other time because the season is a short period of time. I mean, it's mid-August through mid-October, and then maybe in the playoffs or whatnot. But you really got about 2.5, 3 good months there of time.
Mm-hmm.
But in the off season, that December through August time when kids grow up, they mature physically, they mature mentally. You start those freshmen that come in, they're goofy and whatever, immature, awkward, don't have any balance, whatever, all the things that you could say about them. But then as they become juniors and seniors, you're having quasi-adult conversations. You're having those things, and I miss that as a coach, having some of those conversations with those kids that I watched that came in. They had braces on and they couldn't tie their shoes. It seemed like, but now they're having a conversation about life, right?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
so what I really appreciate about you and what I know about you is not only are you teaching these kids some really good skills on the football field, but you're teaching them really good life lessons.
Oh yeah, definitely. We do that all the time, man. We call it man minutes. Kind of, just teaching them life lessons, man. Like some of these kids, they don't know how to tie a tie. They don't even know how to change a tire. They don't know how to jump the car battery off. So we try to do stuff like that at least like once a week. Just have man minutes talks about just being a man. And like you said, man, the growing up thing, like I've had most of these kids since they were freshmen. So, I had a lineman that I literally watched them bench 135 in the weight room as a freshman, and now they're throwing up 315 and stuff like that. So the process, man, it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it.
Yeah, it's really cool to see that and to see that and to know that you're having that effect on a young
Mm-hmm.
man. You know, we have kids that in today's society that go through a lot of crap. you
Yeah,
know, and
definitely.
they have a lot of issues they're dealing with. And I even think more, and I'm much older than you are, but I even think more about our time in school is, you know, I think social media has brought
It's a lot
so
different right
much,
now.
you
It's a
know,
lot different right now.
yeah, it definitely is, and so our kids really need that guidance. And I'm grateful as a media person to sit here and not only talk with you as the head coach at Fayette, but to talk to all these other coaches within Jackson, Madison County, and beyond, because we have really great men in our program. So I
Yeah.
really appreciate the time that you give, and I know your coaching staff. And let's kind of turn to that. Any new coaches on the coaching staff for Fayette this year, and kind of just give us a rundown of who we're going to see calling plays, offensively, defense, and maybe your other coaches.
Yeah, most of my coaches, man, they've some of them been with me since year one. Some of them been with me since last year. But you know, we have Damian Willis. He'll be calling the defense. Christopher Clark will be assisting him as the co-defense coordinator. Michael Huntley calls the offense coordinator. Coach Todd Hunt, he's over our special teams and he's our chief of staff. I just coach the offensive line and just manage everything. But you know, we have meetings and stuff. We let them know what we want, things like that. But, you know, I put all those guys in a position to do a job, and I expect them to get it done. And they do a great job, man, preparation and everything like that. So I love those guys. I can't do it without them. Definitely can't.
Yeah, definitely. And you talk about it, you know, it's what's nice is really you had guys come in year two, but you've got an established staff, right? And you're not
Oh, yeah.
filling that void
Oh, yeah. We
each year.
The
You know, it's-
continuity has been an
Yeah.
important thing. I mean, we don't really change up nothing we do. We run the same system that we've been running. Changed a few things on defense last year, but I mean, we're not changing anything we do. We're not sitting here changing the offense, defense week
Right.
in, week out. So we're gonna do what we do when we go
yeah,
out there.
it's hard for me to talk about this particular team at the college level because I'm not a fan at all. But that maroonish red team that's down in that Alabama state, you know.
Oh, you shouldn't. Why you do that?
You know, I'm a Buckeye now. I mean, it is the only red I talk about is up north. So
Congratulations on y'all
thank
champs.
you.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Y'all still got a lot of catching up to do. But, you know, congratulations.
but I did hear Nick Saban talk one time, you know, and he talked about continuity, and he talked about,
Yeah.
you know, he said it's very difficult when coaches come in and go, and when you're at a program like an NFL program like Belichick had, or a college program that you know, where you have guys that Urban Meyer when he was coaching, or Nick Saban, or guys that were very successful that grow coaches up underneath them, and those coaches just almost seem like every year you're filling that spot.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
It's
Definitely.
tough, and I can only imagine if you're that guy at the high school level and you have success year after year, and your assistants are being sought after for the next head coach of another program, right? I can only imagine how much more difficult it is, because as a head coach of Alabama or Ohio State or Tennessee or any other one, you're picking the players you want.
Yeah,
right? So
definitely.
if they don't perform, it's your fault because you picked them, right? You're picking the cream of the crop. It's not just who we get. We don't have to develop players, but that continuity as a coaching staff, man, to know that you can trust that offensive coordinator, say, hey, okay, here's our game plan, man, go take care of it, and you know that it's going to happen, man.
Yeah.
That's so important.
Yeah, I mean, man, I trust those guys, man. It's times where I may be in a meeting or something and the practice still getting ran like it's supposed to. They're great guys, man. They'll do anything for the kids that they could. I mean, it's not like, I mean, everybody knows the assistant coaches, they don't make quite as much as, you know, the stipends in high school or not. It just depends where you are. You know how it is, man. So these guys dedicate their time to these kids trying to make a difference, man. So I'm always appreciative of my coaches, man. They're great guys.
Yeah, definitely. Coach, talk to us about the scrimmages so far this year. You know, you said we're not really changing much up. You got a 7-0 victory last night. How much stock do you put into what you saw last night, and you know, what were your takeaways, and how will you approach next week, because the season kicks off? You guys are at Christian Brothers High School to start the season.
Yeah.
Excuse me, a tough opponent there to start the season, so to really test you guys,
Yeah.
kind of see where you're at. So how will you, you know, change your focus on preseason now to, hey, this is game week?
Yeah, I mean, we're in game week preparation. I mean, we haven't shied away from competition in scrimmages at all. I mean, we scrimmaged JCM in the spring, a very good Southwind High School, and a very good Jackson Northside High School. We scrimmaged St. George, very good team, new head coach they have. Then last night we played Fed Academy. I mean, I don't really put too much stock into the Jamboree games because, I mean, it's not a long game, so you just have to look at the film and see, okay, what are the mistakes that we need to clean up that can get us beat, focusing on the little things. I mean, like I said, we're opening up with a very good Christian Brothers team next Friday, so I think that'll give us a good baseline of where we are when we get into region play in weeks 4 and going on from that. So I'm very excited about the challenge ahead, but I think our guys will be battle tested pretty well for what's to come.
How do you think this region stacks up to the region you played last year?
I mean, the region you played last year, I mean, you had more non-region games, so you had more games to kind of, see where you were at before you had the region. But this game, it's a lot of region games, and I mean, it's a lot of very capable teams in there. There's teams we've seen before. Of course, the Haywood. You gotta have some rocks in your pocket when you're playing Haywood. You gotta be strong in the weight room. You gotta be ready because they're gonna bring it every time they step on the field. Militants. Coach Michael, he's been a consistent coach there for about, I think, 15. I'm not from here, so I think he's been there about 15 years.
Been there a minute. Yeah.
Coach C.J. Clemens, he's doing a great job at Kirby High School. It's always a good game when we walk out there and play Kirby. Coach White at Lakeland Prep, he's had those guys since they was freshmen. I think he's built them up, and now they're going to be a very good team in there as well. Ridgeway High School, Coach Sutton has been a consistent winner there for years. And he has some very good coaches that's come on with him, so there's going to be a challenge. So this region is definitely going to be pretty challenging, especially with the amount of region games it is. But there's no room for error. Our guys have to know that. No room for error. We have to come in there and understand what we need to do, and we got to get the job done.
Yeah, most definitely. We talked about that as of last year with that. Those teams like Crockett County and Haywood and such, no off week. There's really not an off week for you guys this year either.
No, it's not.
I mean, these are some really good teams, and and if you walk in thinking, hey, we could just go in here and cupcake this team, it's not going to happen, right?
No, it's not. It's any given Friday.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it is. And again, you look at that that non-region schedule that. Those off weeks from the region, Christian Brothers, West Carroll, Bolton, Oak Haven. I mean, wow, you guys, I mean, it looks like you had tried to go on out and scheduled somebody to have a
we
breather,
tried.
But you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing very good Bolton teams. Coach C.J. Marshall, I know they've been going through a lot of adversity lately, but I know he's navigating that program through it, and they're going to be a very good football team on the field. Coach Taylor from West Carroll, I mean, he's a state championship offense coordinator, so, I mean, you're going against state championship caliber coaches, so it's always going to be a challenge, man. And then going down into Oak Haven is kind of a mystery. I really don't know what they're going to look like, so I got to try to get some film on them when it's time for us to play them, and I'm sure that'll be a challenge. And all those Memphis teams have a lot of great athletes and stuff, so it'll definitely be a challenge.
Yeah, you talk about one thing you're going to get out of Memphis for sure is speed.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
I mean, these guys can cook. So if a quarterback can throw a ball up, there's a receiver down there that will run under it.
They're going to go get
it. So you better have defensive backs, linebackers better have your head on a swivel.
Definitely.
Because next thing you know, you'll look to your right or left, and who your guard will be gone. So it is what it is. Coach, talk to us about Fayette Ware. You've been there now 3 years, or this is your third year. Mm-hmm. Fayette Ware had changes. Of course, Dr. King, the Jackson Madison County superintendent, was down there for a little while. He was in Haywood for a little while as well. So people around that area know him well. He's actually, I think, even from the Summerville, Fayette Ware area, somewhere in that region. But some changes in the system. Talk about the support for Fayette Ware and the programs for the Wildcats.
I mean, I think our programs are in a great position right now. I mean, our basketball team, we have one of the best basketball teams in the state. So, I mean, they are constantly competing at the state level. Our baseball team the past few years have been in the district championship, regional tournaments and stuff like that. So soccer team last year was district runner-up. So track, we had like 3 guys go to state in track. So I think they're starting to make a commitment to sports more. Our girls basketball team also is a great great team. They've constantly winning year in and year out. So I think sports has been on a rise there. Football, we've gotten renovations done to the locker room. They just completed a renovated stadium, so that'll be nice to open that up in week 2. So I think they're starting to make a commitment to sports, and it's great to see that.
If somebody is interested in reaching out and supporting the Wildcats of Fayetteville, how can they get in contact with you? What is a way, or where can they go to find out information about Fayetteville?
I mean, we have an Instagram account that has over, I think we get about 90,000 views per month on our Instagram account. We have a school Twitter page, school football Twitter page, X account. I apologize for that. And also, man, you just call to contact the school, man. We have great secretaries that do a great job of getting in contact with us on ASAP. Everybody always responds to email. We have a great admin staff with Ms. Delonda Massey as our new principal. So Coach Cheers is our assistant principal, who does a great job with all the sports and whatnot. So there are numerous ways to get in touch with us if you want to reach out to us.
Yeah, definitely. Coach, Fayetteville kicks off the season at Christian Brothers High School. Then you are at home for that home opener. Talk to us a little bit about your philosophy and preparation for starting the season 1 at Christian Brothers on the road. But how is the philosophy for the Fayetteville Wildcats different if we have a home game?
I mean, we have a home game. You just got more preparation time, but you really don't change up too much. You just don't have to hit the road. So, I think we had a little more downtime. You can actually get in there and watch some film with your guys before the game starts. And, you just have a little more preparation time. We don't have an athletics period at Fayetteville, so we normally get all our guys after school. So, it kind of pushes the time back. When you have a away game, you have to kind of get dressed a little quickly than you normally do, tape at the school and whatnot. So, we don't really change up too much more. I think we just get a little more extra work in, and then the environment of feeling like playing at home. Just playing at home, it's a lot better than having to hit the road for an hour or so like that. So, it's definitely a little laid-back time when you're playing at home.
One of the most talked about teams this year is that those Tomcats of Haywood. You guys will go there. They've got, of course, the Georgia commit in the Harris kid.
Yeah.
And everybody's talking about him. We'll see him in action against the Patriots of Henry County next Thursday night on that big game, on Thursday night. And how do you feel, or how do you prepare a team going into a stadium where what do you tell your kids when you go into a stadium like that, when there's potential that of course he's already committed, but there's potential that a Kirby Smart might be there, or here's an opportunity for your kids to be seen at that next level.
This is your chance.
Georgia's there, Alabama may be there, Ohio State may be there.
This is your chance.
What kind of advice do you give your kids for that?
Like you said, man, this is your chance, man, to go out there and prove what type of player you are. Like you said, we played them last year at home. We're going back there this year. Last year we played them in the rain, and some of our guys, for a moment, they stepped up for the challenge for a moment. But when you're playing a Haywood, you have to play 4 quarters of football. Yeah. So, it was a moment where we were kind of in there hanging with them, punching back with them a little bit. So this year we're hoping that we can extend that game, get that game to the 4th quarter, and then see where we at. But like I said, man, when you're getting ready for teams like that, it happens in the off season, man. You have to prepare all year round, weight room, commitment. So I definitely preach to the guy, man, when you're playing guys like this is when you really have to step up and prove what type of player you really are. Where do you want to be when you get to the next level? What type of player are you really?
Yeah, definitely. You can catch with something that we're starting this year, or bringing back, so to speak, on the Fox Sports Network here on Talking Sports. West Tennessee is the Red Zone. We're going to have a high school Red Zone, so we hope to have. I think Haywood is definitely one of our teams that we'll have on each and every Friday night in that Red Zone look. So when you're at Haywood, you'll be guys on the Fox Sports Network as well. So hopefully we can bring some publicity to your program and get you guys some more Instagram views or something.
Yes,
you guys got some kids that are athletes down there, and we really appreciate that. Coach, kind of give us the wrap up of Fayetteville. Is there anything that anybody needs to know about Fayetteville?
One thing you need to know, man, we're gonna come ready to play this year, man. We're gonna be ready week in and week out. We know what we're searching for. The guys know what we're searching for. So we better be ready because we're gonna come. We coming.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you, first time guest on the show. Appreciate you coming in today. This is not the Paul Feinbaum show. We don't have those fancy gifts for our first time guests, but we do appreciate you. And each and every week on the Coaches Show throughout the season, our door is open. It's come and go. So bring your kids up. Let's put them out there and let them say some things about themselves, appropriate things about themselves. And I always have to have your hand on that mic just in case. But that volume button. But it's one of those things. We want to make sure that our kids here on Sports Talk Live are front and center. And I know you guys put your kids first down there at Fairware, just like all of our. I mean, we have a really. When I say that, I don't say that term lightly. We have in West Tennessee some of the best men coaching our kids through top to bottom of the state, left and right in West Tennessee. Today I'll talk to three coaches that are very, very good men in our communities. Really talk highly of those coaches and what they're doing to not only make better football players, because that's what people want to see on a Friday night, right? They want to see those touchdowns. They want to see the score, and they want to see all that kind of stuff. But in the end, as a parent, when my kid comes home, and I know that those things that are being taught in the locker room and on the football field are mirror or what I'm kind of teaching at home and philosophies and things like that. Man, it just makes for a better world. And so I really appreciate you. Working with you, I can attest to you firsthand knowledge of your attitude, your demeanor, your philosophy, those things that you're pouring into your kids. Those life lessons, man, are just coming from the heart. And I really appreciate you stepping up and becoming a head coach, because you're a younger guy, right? And so it's one of those things where I was talking to, I think, Coach Puckett a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about that. Is that some of these older guys that are retiring and getting out of the thing is it's tough. We talked about officials. We don't have a lot of officials, and I talked to officials last night, and I just asked that question. I said, "How are we on numbers?" And he said, "Man, we could use a few more." He said we're not where we need to be, and I think that's the same way with coaches. Sometimes there's a lot of coaches out there. There's a lot of every Friday night I get an earful from a whole stands full of coaches, but coaches that can actually impact kids and make a difference and do those things. It's getting a little tougher to find those guys.
Yeah, and it's just different, man. I mean, the kids, like I say, man, the kids are different, man. Kids are very social media influenced at the time.
Yeah.
The TikToks and Facebooks and all the other social media platforms definitely changed the kids. So, I mean, coaching-wise, it's always transition when you deal with coaches. But I mean, that's the whole thing of at a point every head coach was at one point an assistant coach. So It's all about how you were groomed up and things like that. What do you know? How much research have you done? How much networking have you done? So it's definitely a big transition. Definitely times have changed. And with me, I'm from Alabama originally, so it's a lot different down there than how it is up here. Like, I think my head coach was at this high school for like 20 years, and now you have guys, they're 5 years, they're at different schools, things like that. So it's definitely different times now, man.
Yeah, definitely. Coach, we appreciate you being here today, and again, the door starting next week, the 23rd, 9 a.m. to about 11 a.m. We go off the air at 12. Is open, so bring your kids, bring your coaches. If you can't make it, send an assistant.
Definitely.
Make them come up here and earn their keep, so to speak. We have that quite often. Coach Lowe from Northside lives in Memphis still, and so for him to come up here on an off week is tough with family, right? I mean, that's a important thing is spending time with family even during the season as you can get it. So taking that bye week and losing it. So he sends an assistant coach. They kind of all take their turns and do that. So we appreciate that. And all of our coaches, it's very important that we give them an opportunity to pour back into their communities and talk about their teams and things like that as well. So we appreciate you being here today.
I appreciate being here, man. Thank you.
And go Wildcats. We're gonna we'll see you at that Haywood game, but
yes, sir.
You never know. We may pop up with a new Fox Sports tent right there at the new stadium and the renovations there at Fairware.
Yes, sir. I got somewhere for you to put it. Just let me know when you come.
Awesome.
All right.
Coach Howard Bush, head coach of the Fayetteware Wildcats, look out now. I'm telling you, this Wildcat team is on the rise. And, Coach, I'm just saying I'm going to go out on a limb here with this region schedule. We may see some Wildcat playoffs in the near future.
That's what the goal is.
If it's not, you're in the wrong profession, right? So Coach Howard Bush, head coach of the Fayetteville Wildcats, and we appreciate his time coming in today to talk about his program here on Sports Talk Live right here on not only the Hub City Sports Network, but our new platform moving over to Talking Sports West Tennessee. The Fox Sports Radio Jackson.com platform is where you can find the show today. We will be branching out each and every week into a new aspect of Fox Sports. Hopefully next week we'll not only be on the webpage, but we'll also be on the radio, 103.5 FM, 1310 AM, and then social media's pending approvals. You know how that is. To get a social media name change, you got to go through 54 blood samples and go have go through a lie detector test and all this kind of stuff, just because you want to move your name from one thing to another. So as soon as that gets rolled out, you'll see us there as well on Talking Sports West Tennessee. And so we're going to take a quick break, and in the house, the head coach of the Lexington Tigers, he is here. They had a scrimmage as well last night. We'll talk about that, the offseason, and more as the Lexington Tigers get ready to kick off their season next week as week one. Well, is it week one or still week 0?
Coach Carr's over there. Is it week 0?
Week one. It's okay. Week one. As week one kicks
games
off next week, I never understood why they called it week 0 anyway. It is what it is, Week one kicks off on the 18th. That's the first day of the official season. That's Monday. Nobody's playing Monday Night Football, but we'll have Thursday night. So we'll be back in just about 60 seconds. Don't go away.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Welcome back. Sports Talk Live with the coach. That's me, Coach T. Stratton, live on the air right here on the Hub City Sports Network, as well as we have officially debuted on the Fox Sports Network. That's Talking West Tennessee, Fox Sports Radio Jackson.com. That's where you can find us there, Fox Sports Radio Jackson.com webpage. We will have our socials up and running as soon as possible, as soon as we get some approvals. Seems like it's been about 4 months since we've applied for those approvals, and not been quite that long, but it's like catching that fish. The fish was really this big, but we say it was that big. We've been waiting a minute though for these approvals, and we're excited. Fox Sports Radio will be coming around the corner as well as soon as we get some programming things done that need to be completed. Got to get FCC and FCLA and UCLA all approval, all that stuff, and once all that takes place, then we'll be there as well on the radio. So very excited about that. We've got some great things coming around the bend. Again, a rekindling of the Red Zone here in West Tennessee, Friday night Red Zone, and very excited about that. I'll be at Henry County this Thursday night, August 21st, for the Haywood County versus the Henry County Patriots and Haywood County Tomcats rolling to town. There's going to be athletes galore. This is going to be a game you don't want to miss. I'm not real sure where Henry County broadcast their games, just to be honest with you. I don't know the answer to that question. It may be NFHS. It may not be. They may do it themselves, but I'm sure that game will be somewhere that people can see. But I'll be there doing some interviews with coaches, fans, maybe some school officials, and more. Very excited about the opening kickoff Thursday night right here in West Tennessee. And I don't think there are any other games that are on the schedule for that game, at least outside of Memphis or west of the river. And so very excited about that. And very excited about this next guest. Tried to have, I think, him on a couple different times, and we've kind of just not crossed paths, but he was available this morning, and very excited about having Coach Carr, Derek Carr of the Lexington Tigers, on this morning. And so welcome in, Coach, Sports Talk Live, and glad to have you here this morning.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me, Coach.
You guys had a scrimmage last night, I believe, against Huntington, and that's you talk about a scrimmage. As a coach, as a former coach, I'd go into a scrimmage, didn't care what the score was, cared what the outcome of our kids mentally and physically were, right? Looking at, hey, were we blocking correctly? Did we make our correct steps? Did we do all this? That's fine tuning, because nothing matters in preseason. All matters is what happens this next Friday night, week 1, August 22nd. And but you guys played Huntington. Huntington, always a tough team. I don't care who's playing them. You're in for a ball game. They are always ready to play and ready to smash Mount football. And the scrimmage didn't go your way. You're not so much concerned about that as, again, looking at that film and seeing what did our kids do, and did we make the right reads? Did we do all these things? Kind of just talk to us a little bit about the scrimmage last night.
Yeah, Coach Winston always does a great job over there at Huntington, has for a long time. And coming out of last night, we did some positive things. Defensively, I thought we did a good job. Offensively, we put them in a bad position. Gave them a short field, and they capitalized, and that was their one score. But offensively, moved the ball, had some bust. A lot of things, a few things to clean up. But overall, there were some positives, some bright spots, and over our 3, I guess, scrimmages, you could say we did improve, get better, and being a young team, that's all we can ask for as coaches, and just continue to, again, strive to be your best each and every week.
Right. Coach, year 2 at Lexington, a big change for you guys because of the new facilities, right? So going from that grass to the turf, a little different. Talk to us about how you got your kids, because used to we'd talk about teams would go to UTM to play Westview, and that's about the only time they stepped on a turf, right? And now it seems like turf is coming in many different places as stadiums are renovated and teams can afford it. That turf gets put down. Jackson-Madison County is building the new Hub City Central with turf, and so turf is kind of the thing that's here. But talk to us about how the transition and getting your kids accustomed to, hey, this is an everyday thing now for us.
First of all, very fortunate at Lexington to get an upgrade to Jim Stowe Field and Tiger Stadium, and it's a community that supports their sports and their school systems, and it's been a great place to be. It's a fun area to be in, and again, thankful for the opportunity. But just one and the same, we this past 2 weeks have actually taken our kids down and practiced on the grass just to make them feel what it feels like, to understand that, we're very blessed to have what we have, and to more or less understand where you came from.
Yeah.
And football is not meant to be played without playing in the grass and feeling that itchy feeling, and so anyway, center there, we're very blessed again for the opportunity to have a great stadium, great facilities, And again, we have a good practice field that we're able to take advantage of and play on as well when it comes to practice.
And you've had that as a player as well, coming from UTM, going from high school to the college level. That's the first time that I experienced that change in turf, and it was way different for me because I'm much older than you are. But how did you as a player get accustomed to? I thought for me it was, I was just sliding around all the play. I could never stop on a dime like I could in the grass. So you were a quarterback, I was a fullback, a little different position. So I'm really trying to run somebody over, and I could never get a footing, I felt like. But you are trying to plant that back foot to make that throw. How did you as a player kind of make that transition?
As a player, I wasn't a runner, so I didn't have much of an issue as far as the turf and slipping. And at UTM, we practiced on it every day. So, we just became, again, more accustomed to being on it. I will say when I was in high school, we went in 7-on-7 at Murray State back whenever they had the AstroTurf. So very thankful that turf is no longer the AstroTurf.
Yeah, 100%.
It's more artificial grass. But anyways, no, it wasn't that big of a transition for me, just because, again, I wasn't much of a runner and didn't have to change direction as much. But it was very, very nice to be able to play on turf most of the time in college. And then in college you play on good grass fields anyway. Yeah. So, it was definitely, I guess, an easier transition more or less for me.
Yeah, and it seemed to work out well for you either way. UTM Hall of Fame. So your time there was a little star-studded, so to speak, and
had some great teammates.
Had some, yes, as any quarterback should say. Had a great offensive line and had some great teammates.
I mean, all Americans. You look around. I mean, Michael Mancini, which is at Trinity Christian, he was all-American offensive lineman.
Yeah.
You look at the wideouts. We had some NFL wideouts that played on those teams. Jason McNair was a running back. He's here in town. Actually has a kid going to USJ. So, very blessed to have a bunch of teammates that were really good football players.
Yeah.
And so,
definitely. Coach, talk to us about, of course, last year one, you make the transition from Milan over to Lexington, and it's tough, I would think, for any head coach. I was never a head coach of a football team, so I don't know this personally, but I would think it would be very tough that year one you're trying to install just your offensive philosophy, maybe some defensive philosophy, and then, hey, we got all this other stuff to put in, but it's time to play, right? And so you may not get everything installed like you want to, but then you have your first spring and your real off season. Talk to us about this transition from last year's season, and we'll talk a little bit about that season as well, to having that first full off season to get prepared for this year.
Looking back on last season, there were a lot of games where we beat ourselves when it comes to turnovers, and again putting our defense in bad situations when giving them a short field. And looking at that, we needed to increase our football IQ as well as hit the weight room and get bigger, faster, stronger. And our defensive coordinator is also our strength and conditioning coach, Coach Dylan Benson, and I think he does a great job of preparing kids and developing them holistically in the weight room. And it's been a good off season. We've had kids get bigger, faster, and stronger, as well as grow in football IQ. It helped last year having a bunch of kids who were younger that played, so getting that experience and seeing that pay off this early season, more or less, in this preseason, has been fun. So again, a few other positions we got to see grow and develop, but it's been good, and it's been a fun process.
Coach, last year, obviously not the year you guys wanted at Lexington. Lexington, a very deep history of winning seasons and deep playoff runs. But you did make the playoffs. You look at the wins over teams like Hardin County, Jackson Southside, and Scotts Hill. Gave you, and then I guess the forfeit by Manassas.
Yeah.
And that's tough. And I'll ask you a question about that, because right in the middle of the season, you have a team that can't play. Is that for a head coach? Because I know I experienced that as a player. Never experienced that as a coach, but as a player in high school, we had a couple seasons where somebody canceled mid-season on us. And I felt like, man, this is a big bummer. I was let down as a player. But what does that feel like? Because again, I've never experienced that as a head coach or as a football coach. What does that do to you as a coach mentally that you're preparing for this and all of a sudden that game doesn't happen?
You know, the toughest part of that one was it was actually our homecoming. And so, you know, our at Lexington homecoming is a big deal.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we had pep rallies and everything leading up to it, and you know, found out on Friday we weren't going to be able to have the game, and so we had to move it. You know, that was probably the biggest part. You know, we had tried to contact them, try to get a hold of them, and then found out they had actually scheduled another opponent for that Friday. And so, anyways, here and there, it was unfortunate, but you know, our kids responded well and were able to finish strong, but that was tough. Yeah, the season definitely didn't go as planned as last year. You know, we had a few injuries with some upperclassmen that were seniors that you know hurt us. But you know, one and the same. Looking at the positives, there were a few guys who were younger that got to get in and you know, make a name for themselves and became better because of the experience. And so, you know, there's many positives that come from it. But you're right. It was definitely a season of letdowns and, you know, just trying to find those positives and, again, just not beat ourselves. There were many times where we just, you know, beat ourselves down the stretch and you can't do that and expect to do anything special.
The region this year grows for Lexington. The addition of Dyer County and Crockett County to the region for you guys. So for Lexington, a little bit of a travel thing there because Dyer County is a minute. You know, it's from Lexington.
It is.
You know, kind of coming to Jackson, you're used to that. Hardin County is not quite so far from Lexington as it is for the Jackson teams, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but to have that increase in distance there, Crockett County. A little closer, but the region gets much tougher for you guys this year. Talk to us about the addition of those two teams, and then of course you got Jackson Northside, South Gibson Southside, Hardin and Chester still in there. You guys seem to be on the rise. You know, you talked about playing some young players, getting them experience last year. Now puts you in a good position to have some experienced players on the field, and some of these other teams are now starting to experience some of that loss in some of their senior leadership.
Yeah, you know, the region as a whole, it did get tougher, but, you know, Crockett was on our schedule last year, so we got the opportunity to play them. Coach Ward does a great job over there. Of course, the addition of Dyer County, it does increase travel, and we actually go to Hardin County on Friday of week, I guess you call it week 10, because if you count the bye weeks, whatever. But then we turn around and go to Dyer County and play on Thursday night, the last week of the season there. So, you know, travel did increase. The level of competition did increase, but you know, all you can do is control what you can control, and you know, yourself, and just continue to work on yourself and get better each and every day. And our kids have done that. They've grown throughout these first 3 preseason scrimmages, and again, we've seen guys who have played are really starting to come into their own and play like we know they can. And so, you know, just, you know, continue to build on it, continue to take it one week at a time. And I think, you know, at the end of the season, when we look up, if we continue to control those things and take care of what we need to, I think we'll be very pleased with where we're at.
You talked about those guys that are stepping up. You know, sometimes you have leaders on the field. Sometimes you have leaders that are on the field and in the locker room, and sometimes you just have locker room leaders, off the field guys that you know that push the team to get there. Who for Lexington? You know, we call out some names. You know, Javante Smith for Northside, just different guys. Harris, Caden Harris kid down at Haywood. But who is somebody that you know, if somebody's watching a game, one of these region games, or a fan of somebody else, who is somebody that they should expect to just ball out for Lexington this year?
You know, I think that's where we're different. You know, we have a bunch of guys who are just tough kids who come out, they work every day, they do what's asked of them. They show up again. They do everything a coach asks them to do when it comes to, buying into culture, buying into leadership, whatever it is that we ask. And I could go around on our team and name a bunch of guys who are those guys for us. You look offensively. Omarion Arnold is a returning running back. He's had good years. He had a good year for us last year. We got 2 good wide receivers returning, and Eli Pearson and Cam Smith, who are going to be juniors. Up front, we've got, Dallas Jameson, which is our offensive lineman, and Will Burke, who have continued to grow in what we do, and again, leadership-wise. And then, of course, tight end, Russell Wilson. He's a really good blocking tight end that's done some good things in the preseason catching the football. And then you turn around and look on the defensive side of the ball. Brady McCurl is going into his 3rd year of playing linebacker, and Trevin Fowler is a defensive lineman who started last year as a freshman. And
right.
You just continue to go around. I could continue, but there's multiple kids on our team, who have shown that they are very capable of doing good things and being really good football players. And so, just continuing to build on those things and understand that you do your job, everything else takes care of itself. Mm-hmm. And so, again, we are young in some spots, but that being said, there are a lot of places where there's returning starters and people with a lot of experience that we're really looking for them to step up and not only do what we ask of them on the football field, but step up in leadership in the locker room as well. So I think that's where we're different when it comes to watching a football team and seeing an individual more or less ball out. It's a holistic effort when it comes to Lexington Tigers.
Right. And I think one of the things I really enjoyed about Lexington being here in West Tennessee now nearly 20 years is that's consistent throughout. You talk about that. You hit it right. You hit the nail on the head right there, is that it seems like it's always more about a team effort with Lexington than it is, again, one individual player. Not taking that away from any other team in West Tennessee or Jackson, because it takes a team effort to win a ball game. But sometimes you can go see just a one player that's really drawing the eye of the crowd or the eye of the coaches or even the college level coaches, something like that. But it just seems like every time I hear about Lexington, it's not just one kid, it's 2 kids, it's 5 kids, it's 8 kids that contributed to the overall success of that particular game. And I really appreciate the coaches of the years not really changing that philosophy, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
It's really awesome. You talked about having Crockett County on your schedule last year. Obviously, Crockett County, one of those established teams here in West Tennessee. They're always a playoff contender. I've coached against them several years at Northside and at Haywood as well. And you know what you're going to get when you line up against them. They're smash mouth,
Mm-hmm.
hard nosed football. But now this game means just a little different. How will you approach that game? What would your message be to your kids, saying, hey, we can go lose this game last year because it really didn't mean anything overall? Doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter about playoffs. It doesn't matter about that region win or loss record. It's a game. If we lose it, hey, it's a tough loss. If we win it, great. But it doesn't really set us up for the playoffs. But now everything matters.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It's just more or less, again, goes back to controlling what you can control and going 1-0. So, I feel like if we take care of our 1-0 the next 2 weeks, being Bolivar and then Riverside, going into Crockett, I think our guys will have enough confidence and believe in themselves. We as coaches believe they can do some special things. We really do. But it's going to take them believing in themselves and seeing themselves do it, and more or less gaining that confidence and going into, again, a well-coached Crockett County team, week 3. Really excited to see, again, how our kids continue to build, get better, improve, and hey, you are right. It has nothing to do with the playoffs, but now it's for real. So, I think our kids will rise to the occasion. We do get the opportunity to get them at home again, which is fortunate. So, there'll be a big crowd. I know the town will be behind them, and I think our guys will feel that.
Yeah, that should be a pretty good gate game for y'all because Crockett County travels well. They've got a good team. They got some guys over there that can really ball out. But again, you talk about another team with a total team effort. You know, that really preaches that is the Crockett County Cavaliers. So that'll be a really good test for you guys to open up the region schedule, and so very, very excited to potentially see that. Is Lexington still playing on the NFHS network this year?
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right. So if somebody wants to watch the Tigers play, and I told Coach Bush, you know, it's the show of the Cats. Today we got the Bobcats coming in a little later, Tigers and Wildcats this morning. So didn't schedule it that way. Didn't even think about that when it was scheduled, but it is what it is. And the Tigers will play on the NFHS network, so you can catch them there. And so it's great that we have, you know, places like Sports 731 Network or the Hub City Sports Network, Talking West Tennessee, to be able to have our local teams out on some social media or some TV, or JEA does that as well if you're here in Jackson, and then the NFHS has something like that as well. So great to be able to see those teams. I think I don't want to know if it was I guess it was Thursday night because you guys had a scrimmage last night against Huntington. Thursday night Tiger Talk happens from the farmhouse.
That's right.
And so you guys talked about something that was a little different. You guys came in and had a practice maybe last week or maybe earlier in the week that the kids weren't prepared for. Walk us through that practice again. A little surprise.
That's right.
That the kids ended up getting.
Yeah, so first of all, I believe it's all about, the kids and making their high school experience an experience they'll never forget, because, there's a chosen few that get the opportunity to go on and play at the next level. Right. But at the same time, it's all about making it an experience where these kids can remember, talk about for the rest of their lives, and at the same time making it where they can grow closer together as teammates. And learn more about them, and I mean, it's great as coaches to spend more time with them outside of ball as well. So, they had a great off season, and our last practice before going into pads, we took them swimming. But we started that morning that they had no idea. We started that morning. We brought them in and told them it was going to be a very mentally, challenging day. Yeah. And so we started off with 110s, and we told them we had 12, and we ran 6, and at the halftime point we told them, hey, you guys have had a great off season. We appreciate your work. We appreciate your commitment to being here each and every day, and so we're actually going to take you swimming and grill some burgers and hot dogs, and they had a blast. And I don't know if I've ever seen so many kids run so fast to the locker room, ready to get on the bus and go swimming. But it was fun, and again, man, it's our group as a whole when it comes to our players are fun to coach, and the coaches are fun to be around. I don't go to work a single day dreading what I've got to go into. It's a great opportunity. It's fun. It's a fun atmosphere, and I'm just thankful for the opportunity to be around our players, our coaches, and again, our administration is awesome as well. So it's a fun place to be.
Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about you mentioned your coaches. Let's talk about them for a second. Any new additions to the Tiger staff this year, and then tell us who's going to be calling the plays, who's running the defense, and everybody else in between.
When I got there were a few guys that were already on staff that were there. Were Coach Hollingsworth and Coach Danny Ray Kaiser and Coach LaMarcus Bowles being two of those guys. They handle our freshmen, and Dale Woods is going to help them out with that. As far as varsity goes, Brandon McAdams, Coach Stu Jones, and Coach Mason Taylor were already there on staff. And, of course, I knew Coach Stu and Coach Taylor previously. I actually had classes with Coach Stu when I was at UT Martin. And of course, Mason, I coached at Southside for a year, and, just knowing each other through mutual friends. And so, a lot of the reason I went was talking to those guys and what they thought, Lexington could be, and the way things were in the direction things were going. So, those are some guys who are already on staff. As far as defensively, Coach Dylan Benson's going to be running our defense. He was our defense coordinator last year. He came from Milan with us. He's from Lewis County, played for Bobby Sharp. Again, he also runs our weight room. And then offensively, we actually picked up Coach Roger McDonald, came over from Hickman County. He actually married a girl from Lexington. A great opportunity to get a head coach on staff that's had that experience, and bringing him in to coach our wide receivers and safeties, and I'll be coaching quarterbacks and calling plays offensively. But that's our varsity staff, and again, just a very, very good group of guys, and all in it for the kids, and they're a fun group again to be around. I'm thankful that they're all there.
Yeah, definitely. You talked to. Now, I'm not sure about that Mason Taylor guy. We'd have to have a conversation a little more in depth.
Verdict's
about that
still
one.
out on that one.
No, I love Mason Taylor.
He's awesome.
He's a great guy, and I coached some softball for a little while when I was kind of wrapping up my coaching career of 26 years, and I had the opportunity to coach against him, and we had some great conversations, and better conversations than we had games. I'll tell you that right now, because he had some teams over there at Southside, so it was he whooped us up pretty good. But nonetheless, it was always a great thing, and just and so when you talk about that, you may have heard as you came in. I was talking with Coach Bush about this, knowing and seeing some of these young guys come up, and I really appreciate some of the young coaches that we have in our schools right now, because I'm kind of the old guy that's getting out of the system, getting out of the game. Coach Hollingsworth, another great man, another great coach, kind of getting out on it. He's like, hey, I've kind of had enough. And when you lose those guys, they don't necessarily, I'm still in the school systems. Coach Hollingsworth's still in the school system, so to speak. So we're still around, but and not talking about myself in this way in any way, although I hope that I am this person, but we've got some really great young men that are great coaches as well, and so we really appreciate what you're pouring into our kids, not only the mental side of the game, of football, getting them bigger, faster, stronger, teaching them blocking schemes and all those things that potentially can get them to the next level, but really about everyday life. And you talk about having just that practice of some hamburgers and hot dogs and a pool day, just the conversations that come out, that what you learn about your kids, that you can help motivate them in other ways, and be that. It's a very important aspect of the team that sometimes people don't realize that happens.
That's right. And I'm very thankful too, as a young coach, having mentors in the profession, and we're all coaches because at some point in time there was a coach that stepped in and changed our life, and Jason Simpson was that guy for me. And again, having Coach Comer at McKenzie, and just the opportunity to give back, and it's a blessing, honestly, to have somebody like Coach Hollingsworth that did it for so long and is still in the school system, still around, and still get to have conversations with, and bounce ideas off of, and again, just very thankful for those guys who continue, even though they might be getting out, so to speak, still give back, and still give their expertise, more or less.
Yeah, definitely, to have that. Coach, you look at this region schedule, and just the fact that Northside and Southside and Chester County and South Gibson, who are great teams, they obviously have their ups and down years as graduation happens and things like that. That was a tough region to begin with, but you add and then of course what Hardin County has done the last few years, Dyer County and Crockett County, and this might be in one of the toughest regions in all of the state. How do you feel about it? And I don't expect you to call out the TWA here. That's not what I'm asking in this question. But how do you feel about having a region with 8 teams? Easily could have spread that up into 2 different regions and potentially But how do you guys feel about? Hey man, wow, this is really this is tough. This is no off week, and then
That's
you
right.
go, hey, I'm gonna throw Bolivar in there, and who else can we? Let's throw Lewis County in there, to play as well. But there's no off week. This has to be one of the toughest regions, maybe in all the state. Somebody here could potentially go win a state championship, and they're going to be left potentially out of the playoffs now.
That's right. With all the 4A teams popping, I don't want to say popping up, but growing around, Middle Tennessee, they left us with 2 regions out west, and us in Memphis. And that being said, the way the playoffs are set up now, as long as you make the playoffs, I think you give yourself a chance. With the structure being different than it has been in the past, and I think it'll increase travel. But that being said, I think if you compete well and make the playoffs in our region, I think the odds could be in your favor. Just to take it 1 week at a time. And again, it's a blessing to be able to play great opponents each week, and fine tune and hopefully come out on top. Because if you don't, again, you won't have that opportunity week 1 of the playoffs. But it's a blessing to be able to coach in a region that's a bunch of great men leading a bunch of great programs, and again, just be able to compete week in and week out with great football teams.
Yeah, most definitely. Coach, how can anybody that would be interested in making a donation to the program, whether that's monetary or, hey, I just want to bring some popsicles over to the kids for after practice because it's going to be hot this coming week. Lord have mercy. So anybody out there can bring some popsicles to the kids would be greatly appreciated, I'm sure. But how can somebody get a hold of the program? Where can they reach out to make a donation or to be a part of the Lexington Tiger team?
Well, of course, we have Facebook, Instagram. We're very blessed to have Noah Smith, which covers us and our social media platforms, and so it's very, very we're very blessed to have him and again help promote our program. But when it comes to donations and different things like that, as far as helping us out, we'll practice in the morning. Our guys are early morning guys, so. When it comes to staying late at night or practicing early in the morning, they're 5 a.m. guys. They don't really care. So we'll be early morning. So if anybody wants to donate, breakfast or anything like that this week, feel free. But you can reach out to me directly or on social media, either one. My cell phone number is 731-415-7690. Would love to have your support of our guys, and again, just appreciate Lexington, and we never go without when it comes to support. So, we're very blessed when it comes to the community stepping up and helping our guys out. I mean, last week we had a kid who had a birthday, and we had snow cones at practice after practice. So, again, a local community vendor came out and helped. So. Again, very blessed in Lexington for the support and what they do for our guys.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things I like about little towns like Lexington or Henderson or Hardin County's a little bigger town, but a Hardin County type thing, or even a Milan or a Bradford or whatever, is that you get these. It's a tight knit community, right? And so
That's
everybody
right.
shows up on Friday night, and I'm. I appreciate that. When I played high school ball in Paducah, Kentucky, we had 2 or 3 Lone Oaks and Reedlands and Tillmans, and it was everybody kind of got stretched thin like we do here in Jackson, Madison County sometimes. But it's great to see, the whole town shows up and shows out for Lexington, and the parades and the fairs and all those kind of things that go on. When we attend those things, it's really just great to see the support, man. It's really
That's
cool.
right. It's unreal. I grew up in McKenzie, so I was very blessed to have that as a high school player as well. So it's a fun atmosphere to be in on Friday nights.
Speaking of McKenzie, of course, they had a pretty good quarterback last year in his own right.
Solid. Skyhawk now.
Yeah, Skyhawk, right? That's where I was going with that. So, any help in with Coach Simpson and making that young man make a decision on the Skyhawks there? Was there any influence?
I don't think so. Tate's a great kid, and he had 2 opportunities being UNA and going to play Coach Dearman and also the Skyhawks and playing for Coach Simpson. I think highly of both places, but I'm very partial to Coach Simpson and his development not only of quarterbacks but of young men off the field. So, I think he'll do great there. I actually had an opportunity when we went up there. We went up there in 707 with Westview, Haywood, and Trenton one day in July. So I had the opportunity to pop in a quarterback meeting and kind of get a blast from the past and hear Coach Simpson talking those guys up and quizzing them up more or less in the film room. So, of course, Tate being in that room, it's fun to watch. I can't wait to get up there, of course, and more local talent going to UTM as well. And there's 2 guys from my island going to committed to go play at UT Martin. So I'm excited for UT Martin, the Skyhawks, and kind of see what local talent shows up and shows out there over the next few years.
Yeah, well, obviously in the OVC, one of the best coach teams. The Simpson family are, just tremendous. I was vice principal at Westview. I was leaving and going to Carroll County when Ty came on board there and started to play and whatnot. But have known them, through the school system there for a few years. And then my wife works at UTM in the education department. So obviously, knowing him from the university side of it as well, and it was it's great to be able to, again, great men in leadership positions, and that's what our kids need, especially our young men in today's society.
Absolutely.
It seems like our social media and our world is downgrading the title of men in some ways, and so not trying to make this a political show, because that's not what we're
absolutely
about.
Not.
But it's great to see that we have great men in great leadership positions. And it doesn't just stop in our local high schools; it goes up to our local college communities as well. You talk about guys over at Union and coaching basketball, Mark Campbell and all those guys, great men in positions that help coach. No, he's coaching women, but it's great men in positions coaching. Men within our schools and stuff. It's really awesome to see. I can't speak enough about Jason Simpson. Of course, Ty getting the starting role at Alabama this year.
That's right.
And then, of course, I think he's got that younger brother that
he
might
right.
be okay.
He's okay
at some point in his career.
He had an unbelievable year last year.
That's he'll write a ticket
somewhere.
Probably anywhere he wants to go.
That's right.
And I kind of started the show off with that, talking about that quarterback battle. Is that, I think Ty threw 75 touchdowns. Now Ty was a little bit more of a runner.
That's right.
And we don't know what Graham will develop into. He's a freshman, or was a freshman.
Yeah.
But I think he threw 75 touchdowns his career. And Ty went out. Or Graham went out last year through 57.
That's right. And didn't throw an interception until the third or fourth round of playoffs.
Yeah. So, I mean, as a head coach, when you have a quarterback that has that type of career or season, and a freshman, you don't expect that, right? First and foremost, but has that type of a season. How do you build? What do you tell him for next year?
I say first of all, he's a great player, but I got the opportunity to go do a few of their games announcing wise. Unfortunately, we weren't playing, and so I got to watch them play.
Right.
And there was a game they were playing East Nashville, and he had a receiver kind of get frustrated a little bit, and as a freshman, and they weren't playing their best football early on in that game, and and he's thrown a pick, his first one of the season, and one of the kids got frustrated, and he goes over, and as a freshman, goes over, has a conversation with the kid on the sideline, was really struggling at the time, and picks him up by a shoulder pass, smacks him on his butt. Kid gets up there and starts supporting his teammates, and they go on and win that football game. Just his leadership, his poise. It's fun to watch, kids grow into something like that. And of course, he has the tutelage of Coach Simpson there, and Coach Simpson's going to be harsh on him, probably his biggest critic.
Right.
So again, I say the unspoken heroes of that family are Miss Julie, and of course,
100%.
Emma, their sister.
Oh yeah.
So that's a great family and just great people.
Yeah.
Thankful.
Emma, a great athlete in her own right.
That's right.
And Miss Julie, you can't say enough about that. And kind of to end this section of the time on Sports Talk Live, we try to, because especially in the off season leading up to football season, try to protect coaches' time, because there's a lady sitting at the house, maybe with some kids, that would appreciate that last Saturday before there isn't another Saturday for at least 10 weeks or maybe 12 weeks or whatever. And so, we want to make sure that we protect that time. But give a shout out to that support at home.
Absolutely. My wife, Shelly, she's actually from Jackson, and she's actually won 3 state championships. So she plays softball here at TCA. So she's been a very successful sports, I guess, player herself. But she's definitely the MVP of our home, and my daughter Landry, which is 7, and my son Bryson, he's 4. So, we're going to take today and go spend some time with my family, and Mackenzie, my sister's in town. So, her and her husband actually live in Toronto. So, it's be a great opportunity to go spend some time with some family, and again, get ready for a long season ahead.
That's it. Season kicks off next week. The TWSAA says it's the 18th, but that's a Monday, and we don't have Monday Night Football in high school. Not yet.
Not yet.
But
hey, JV plays Monday night. Might as well be Monday Night Football.
There we go. You guys kick off at Bolivar this year on the road before you head back to Lexington to play the Panthers of Riverside in that home opener. Then the next week kicking off against Crockett County in the region play. And then it's almost, well, it is for you guys, region all the way out. So
right.
Every game is the game that makes or breaks the playoffs potentially. So, we wish you guys much success this year. Hopefully everybody stays healthy. That's always a big what if, right?
That's right.
And so if we can stay healthy, we could do this. And so we hope you guys do that. I'm very excited to potentially maybe even cover some of your games potentially at Northside or Southside here in Jackson Madison County potentially this year. If not, we've got something called the Red Zone, and so we're trying to get NFHS to come on board with us and allow us to have some of our games just like the NFL. We're gonna have high school Red Zone here on Talking Sports West Tennessee, the Fox Sports channel here, and so you can catch that each and every Friday night on our socials and our website. And then, of course, somebody will be out broadcasting the game somewhere as well. And, man, we're very excited about football season. I use this cliche. It's not appropriate per se. My wife tells me this, but normally it's kind of when it's cold outside and a big fat guy in a red suit's running around. And you might say it's the most wonderful time of the year. But
That's right.
To me, the most wonderful time of the year is week 1 of high school football. Next week, college football kicks off, and about 2 weeks after that, the NFL kicks off.
I agree.
Now, I'm not so iffy on the NFL right now because it seems like a soft NFL, but it is football time in America, and I'm telling you what, it's the greatest time of the year. Coach, appreciate you coming in today, and each and every week we have the Coaches Show. Welcome back. I know Lexington does. You guys do the Tiger Talk over there, but would love to have you back throughout the season at some point, and bring some of your players and let us profile them on Sports Talk Live right here on Talking West Tennessee, Fox Sports, as well as the Hub City Sports Network. We really appreciate your time.
Well, I appreciate you, Coach, and as always, go Big Red.
Hey, go Big Red. You heard it first right here. Season kicks off this week. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we are going to talk more about some of these scrimmages and jamborees that happened this past week. Weather kind of kicked a couple of them out, but we'll talk more about that. As well as, if you didn't hear me kick off the show, we'll talk about Tennessee, not football.
Soccer.
Tennessee soccer, because I'm telling you what, they came out of the gate swinging. Tyson Haymakers in week 1 of the season at Tennessee. We'll talk about that and more throughout the show on Sports Talk Live with the Coach. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Planning your financial future can be a daunting task. With all the things you want to achieve, how do you prepare so your money will go the distance? Here's some advice that may help. Why not talk to your local Woodman Life representative? They can answer all your questions, and together you can fill out a free needs analysis to help identify your short and long-term financial goals. Our representative can then recommend insurance and annuity solutions to help make your financial future safe and secure, so that all those things you want to achieve remain firmly in your sights.
Hi, I'm Kelly Bonifer, your local Woodman Life representative. Did you know that the life insurance you have through work may not be there for you if you change jobs? Call me at 731.
Ready basketball fans, and welcome to The Bounce, your go-to destination for all things hoops. Join us every Thursday night from 6 to 7 p.m. starting February 13th, as Andrew Hicks will bring you the wildest highlights, in-depth discussions on trades, injury updates, and those unforgettable buzzer beaters. Whether you're a hardcore enthusiast or just looking for some epic plays, we've got something for everyone. So grab your favorite snacks and tune in for the action-packed episodes each and every Thursday night on the Hub City Sports Network. Don't forget to like and share this video with your friends, and we'll see you in the next stream.
As the road you travel changes, so can your insurance needs. Talking with Farmers Insurance agent Jeremy Chandler can help you assess whether you're ready for the journey ahead. There's a reason the Jeremy Chandler Agency was voted Best Insurance Agency in VIP Magazine's Best in Jackson 2024. Give Jeremy a call today at 731-FARMERS and find out why. That's Jeremy Chandler at 731-327-6377 or contact him at 731farmers.com.
Hey, welcome back. Sports Talk Live with the coach. That's me, Coach T. Stratton, and I'm live right here at Caddy Sports Club, Jackson, Tennessee. If you have not been to Caddy's, you need to make your way over here. And if you just want to come over and have lunch to begin with, that's what you need to do, right? If you're a golfer, if you're a sports enthusiast, this is the place to be. You can come over, 20-foot big screen TV, as well as the other TVs that are floating about the restaurant and throughout the simulators, and you can catch all the games on the TV throughout the season, as well as potentially even the show on TV. So we're excited about that. But Caddy Sports Club, 601 Van Drive, Jackson, Tennessee. Get your reservations for the simulators, guys. It's going to be hot next week. It's going to be roasting. It's going to be warm today. And if you are a sports fan and you want to come over here and watch the game and have some beverages and some hot honey pizza, or the wings are fabulous, this is where you need to be, right here in Jackson, Tennessee, 601 Van Drive, Caddy Sports Club. And get your golf on. You can. They've got the party booth, as they call it. The party booth has golf, but it also has football, basketball, baseball, cornhole, glow golf. It has all kinds of different games and things that you can do while you're here. And so 11 a.m. to different times in the night. Their normal hours are open, but kind of Sunday through Thursday till about 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays open a little later. But get over here and enjoy the ambiance of Caddy Sports Club. It's your premier golfing destination in West Tennessee, and it's right here. I'm telling you this right now. Hey, I want to recap real quick, and then we got our final guest in this morning in the studio here. We'll get Coach Truitt on in just a second, but I want to recap for those of you that did not hear, or you might be re-listening to the show and didn't catch it. There is a number one team in the nation has already fallen. The number one team in the NCAA women's soccer, the North Carolina Tar Heels, fell Thursday night to the Lady Vols of Tennessee. Go Big Orange. And Joe Castleman, if you're listening to this out there, that's, when I'm not talking about the Buckeyes, then I'll say that Go Big Orange, because what about the Lady Vols getting the 2-0 victory over North Carolina to start the season off? Wow, what a way to come out of the gate swinging Mike Tyson haymakers right here to start the season in Tennessee. North Carolina, you better watch out who you're scheduling because you never know. Tennessee came out, just on fire. Also, hey, we got all kinds of scrimmages going on last night. Now, we had one down in Chester County that McNary was supposed to play in. That was canceled due to rain, so we won't have a conversation about that particular game. We might ask Coach where they went to eat afterwards, but that one was canceled due to weather. But Westview last night also coming out of the gate swinging. What about the phenom freshman? No, he's a phenom sophomore now. Graham Simpson, you just heard me talk about that with Coach Derek Carr as well. I mean, wow, what a way 55-yard bomb to start their jamboree last night. They get a 28-7 victory over Dyer County. I'm just saying this right now. I'm not sure how you could have much of a better season than Graham had last year. The only way I think it's any better for Westview is if that goal ball comes home, and you've got a sophomore quarterback who probably plays like a freshman or a sophomore in college, not at the high school level, who is ready to go. But Westview 28 over Dyer County 7, Mumford 27, Crockett County 14, Brighton 21, Obion County 13, Dyersburg 21, Lake County 0, Camden 14, Dresden 7, McKenzie 20, McCracken County, Kentucky 14, Milan 12, and Henry County 0. Yeah, you heard that right. Milan 12, Henry County 0. We'll be at Henry County this Thursday night, August 21st, as the season kicks off on a Thursday night in West Tennessee for the Tomcats and the Patriots. We're not broadcasting that game, but we're going to be there. We're going to be there for that. You can catch us on the sideline with Talking Sports West Tennessee, Jackson and West Tennessee's Fox Sports broadcast right here. And guys, we are live on the website as we're going to welcome in our next guest to the show. We're live on the Fox Sports website, FSRJackson.com, FSRJackson.com, and we'll be increasing our Fox Sports presence through all of the socials as they're approved, as well as radio. Once everything gets reprogrammed, we'll be ready to roll. And so as the next week or so comes about, go ahead and catch us on all of those different areas, as well as the Hub City Sports Network, still going to be thriving in its own right. But if you are interested in becoming a partner with the Sports Talk Live, the Hub City Sports Network, with Talking Sports West Tennessee, on any of these things, if you would like your logos or your advertisements to play on our shows, please reach out to me, 731-298-0099. That call line off of the show is a way to get a hold of me as well. But reach out to me, and we'll talk about making that happen for you. But let's go ahead and get our next guest on, and we'll get started talking about football in McNary County. And without further ado, first-time guest on the show, Coach Justin Truitt, head coach of the McNary County Bobcats. Coach, welcome in this morning.
Man, thanks you for having us.
I'm very excited to talk about football, not only with you for the first time, but in general. I don't know if you've heard, you were watching, I think, the show a little bit this morning. I use this cliche this time of the year. My wife would prefer to use it around Christmas when the big fat guy with the red coat's running around the world delivering presents. But the most wonderful time of the year is typically heard in the song and throughout the Christmas season, and it is one of the most wonderful times of the year. But to a football coach, the high school kickoff season, week 1, the next week college football kicks off, and about 2 weeks after that, the NFL kicks off. If you're a football fan, that is the most wonderful time of the year.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, this is what it's all about. This is what the kids and the coaches and the community, we put in a lot of work. Football is one of those sports where you practice a whole lot more than you play, and you start the off season a whole lot earlier than when I started, and so there's a lot of practice, there's a lot of effort, there's a lot a lot of man time. A lot of times you're away from home when the season looks a long time away, and so yeah, when it's finally here, it is exciting. It's I always say that the first part, like right now, like you're saying, is exciting, and if you're lucky enough to make it to play in November, that's as equal, if not more, as exciting.
Yeah, it's always great to be in the playoffs, but not every team has that opportunity.
That's right.
So you better enjoy it.
Sure.
As a player, as a coach, in whatever game that you're potentially in at the moment, because I tore my knee up in several different ways, several different times. Had 8 knee surgeries over the years playing football and sports, and I always thought this next time that I did something, whether it was a meniscus or an ACL tear or a patella tendon issue or whatever it might be, that I always thought, hey, this might be the end.
Oh, right.
And so I was just like, whoa, wait a minute. So I began to enjoy the next time that I got to step on a field or on a court somewhere, because I thought this could come to an end very quickly, you know. And for kids, I don't think sometimes they really think about that.
No, I don't, and I don't know if it's just kids in general and that, you know. I mean, it's just something that, well, football is something that you got to be a part of and understand it's bigger than yourself. And so once you get to that, you know, you're just working to try to be better than you were yesterday. And you can't worry about it. I think Coach Carr said it. I think Coach Bush said it before. You know, you can only control what you or worry about what you control and not the other. So
Yeah. What year are you at, McNary?
This is my second year.
Second year.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking you were going into year 3, but this is year 2.
This is 2. Yes, sir.
And so, you know, you probably heard that question posed to the other coaches, kind of in a similar situation as you. Is you know, last year, first year there, and it's hard for a coach to come in and get everything instituted into, or implemented, not instituted, implemented into the program like you want. You're trying to just make sure the kids know what the name of the plays are that you're going to call and how you're going to run your defense, much less anything about culture or you know, anything else that may need to be implemented into the program. Talk to us about your year 1 and then transitioning to year 2 and having that off season to do all of those things that you wanted to do.
Well, anytime, you know, that you're doing something the first time, that was my first time being a head football coach, first year in a program, you know, so you have to lean on some guys that were there. Lucky enough when I came to Selmer that we had some guys that were already on staff that are great men, you know, Steve Ray and Jim McKay. They've got a lot of experience in the coaching world. You know, we went down there and I brought Coach Parrott with me to come. We've been friends for a long time. He coached at South Gibson, and so, you know, that familiarity with the coaching staff helps with whether me bringing somebody down and then having people on staff and hiring good people. That helps. Now, last year we had a large group of seniors. You know, my program, when I told them, is it's not a microwave. This is a crock pot. Grandma's food was always better, you know, and so that's kind of how we look at it. And so it's not about are we getting better? And I think we had some times last year where we found ourselves. We lost some games that we felt that we left on the table. But when you do that, did you learn something? And we did, and we took those lessons into this year. We had a great group of seniors last year. They welcomed me in. They did what we asked them to do. We had 2 kids that went and played college football at Bethel, Ezekiel Waycaster and Kelby Taylor, which was a big part of our program, you know, and we're very excited about that.
Yeah, I think sometimes fans of high school football forget that there's another level.
100%.
So if parents for the first time and that first kid that's going to go off to college, they're not really prepared for that. So they think, okay, right now we're in the moment of playing high school football, but you not only have to help mold young men, but you have to win ball games and create football players and do all those things. And then, this kid is going to need to go somewhere and do something with their life.
Mhm.
And if it's football, you need to prepare them for the next level.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's a multifaceted step for the high school coach.
Oh, there's when you're dealing with youth in any kind of capacity, yes, we have the obligation to teach them and let them know that high school is going to end, whether you're going to go play college football or go get a job or go to the military. And so you have to be prepared for those hard times. And I think football is a good representation of that. There's good days, there's hard days, and it teaches you team. There's very few things in life that we believe at McNairy Central that you don't need a team to do. Very rarely do you do something individually. So
Yeah. Coach, talk to us a little bit about last year. You talked about those seniors that are now playing college football for Bethel. But talk to us a little bit last year. You got that opening victory against Humboldt, right? But you guys seem to be in a lot of the games down the road. And so, could that be a product of the first-year program? Could it be a product of several different things? Yes, it could be. But it ended up being the way it was. You guys lose Liberty last year. You pick up Obion County, I believe, in the region. So the region's changed a little bit for you guys. But how will the season that you had last year kind of prepare you for the region that you're going to play in this year?
Well, we're playing really the same teams. We lost Liberty in the region, but we're still going to play them on our schedule. So the only new team we lost was really Scotts Hill, and we picked up Obion, and then we won't play Adamsville. But other than that, our region's about, it stayed the same. And we welcome that, you look at Dyersburg, Covington, and your Westviews, and those are historic teams. Coach Kirby and Coach Stowe and Coach McConnell, they do a fantastic job with those programs. And so we welcome that good competition because they're well coached. And that's what we're striving to do every day, is to be at that caliber. Now, like we said before, it's not a microwave. This is a crock pot. So, we go in. What we're worried about right now is Fayette Academy. We dropped one to Fayette Academy last year at their place, and that's 2 years in a row. And so right now our focus is game one. We're not really focusing on anybody else after this Friday until this Friday's over with. And that's a testament to our kids. We learned from some stuff that we needed to change and tweak and things, mentality-wise, effort-wise. And I'm excited to see that. We've had a good preseason. We scrimmaged West Carroll first. Jay Taylor's over there, does a great job with that program. And then our second one was with Peabody, with Taft Val. And, what you're going to get out of those two teams. And so watching and playing good competition early, it can be questionable on the injury aspect, but you've got to find out what you can do when you face teams like Dyersburg, Covington, and Westview,
What is your identity, right?
Exactly,
And so talking about that, who for you guys has stepped up? You lost a couple of freshmen, Wow, seems like
it's been a long morning for you. It's okay.
You lost a couple seniors to the college level. I'm sure you had some other seniors that just went on to do other life things, right? So who in the off season, as a junior or a sophomore or maybe even a freshman, that has stepped up for the McNairy Central Bobcat program and is starting to become that leader that you need, whether in the locker room or on the field? Who can we expect to kind of be that guy to see on the sideline, to go up and put his arm around that player and go, hey, we've got this, we're okay. You drop the ball, next time you just put it in your hand, and we're going to do the same thing over again, and we're going to make this happen.
Well, you're talking about leadership when you're asking that, and I'm hoping that I could say every one of our kids on our team is a leader that would help build somebody up. But we'll start out with, people that you're going to see contribute. I would hope to be. We lost a big senior class. So a large senior class, and when I took the job, we had 40 kids. Right now we have 65. 30 of those are freshmen, And so half of our team, are young. So we lean a lot on those the juniors that were last year are seniors now. They know what the foundation is, and so every one of those seniors have stepped up. I can name every one of them, and I will throughout the season. I'm hoping you have me back on here and we talk about that. We had a kid yesterday. I'll tell you some positiveness. Jabari Wooden, he went off to at the 1st of May to go to the National Guard Armory, and yesterday he walked in the door a soldier, and our team was excited, and so that's what it is. Are we winning on Friday nights is the goal, yes, but are we succeeding outside of that? And I'd say yes. We have K-Stone played a lot of minutes last year. He'll be back this year. Kendall Kiesler played a lot. He'll be back. We got both linebackers, Bryson Marshall and Jane Cruz, and William James on the line. We had Brody Pipkins didn't play for the past 2 years because of injury. He's been back this year, and he's playing like he's got something to prove. And so, as I go on with that, Peyton Hardens and things, they know what they have to do. I'm excited to see what we're going to do this Friday. I really am.
Yeah, you guys open up at home, how important is potentially sometimes getting that game at home to start a season when you have some young guys like that? When you're taking that senior class, like you said, we lost a bunch, right? So now these guys have got to step on the field. How important is that to a coach to say, hey, there's some familiarity here because you're going to step on your own field that you practice on, even though all the fields are the same dimensions. Sometimes they're turf, sometimes they're grass, but they're the same dimensions. There's something about your own field that gives you some comfort. So how important is that for you guys?
It's huge. Yeah, absolutely. McNary and Fayette were I was listening to Coach, was very similar in that aspect. If we're going to play a road game, we're traveling. We could throw a rock and hit the state of Mississippi. So, it's pretty nice to have them play there. We use that for our advantage, and so you asked me about how important it is. I think it's huge to start out of the gate and win. It builds you some momentum, builds you some confidence, and that's something that we've talked about. We want to start out strong, so when we hit the region, we've got some momentum and things like that. So,
and something that maybe teams like Westview or a Lake County experience to some extent, it's definitely a South Fulton that you guys experience on the other side of the state.
That's right.
Playing some of those out-of-state teams. Right? So
that's right.
Sometimes when you travel to, like the schedule this year, Belmont, Mississippi, that's really not a game that the Wayne counties or the Dyersburg. If I'm in Dyersburg, I'm not traveling to Mississippi to go scout.
That's right. You're right.
Unless for some reason maybe this is the end of the season and this game means playoffs for either one.
Right,
of us, right. Then I might make that trip. But early on in the season, I'm probably not going out of state to do that, unless the out of state game happens to be somebody just right down the road from me. So how do you feel about the importance of that, and maybe scheduling some of those games like you do, or like McNary does, or Hardin County does often, to get a team out of state that kind of gives less familiarity to some of your region opponents?
When you talk about building the schedule, it's fun and hard and at the same time, especially this year when Tito Lestole, they made the schedule, and then you have to figure out who can play at what time. And so sometimes you have to play some of those teams, and it was an experience where we had to go travel and look out of the state, and Belmont was one. I look forward to that. They had a 6-4 record last year. They're a good coach football team, so it'll be a challenge, and it's a long drive. So maybe it'll get us ready for when we travel to Bolivar's or in the Ripleys and stuff.
Yeah, and you talked about like going to a Dyersburg or a Westview or even Obion now, maybe even Covington, Ripley might be a little or are a little closer, but maybe not much. Everything for you guys is, it feels like you're going across country.
It is.
And for a high school on a Friday night, it is. I mean, you guys got to leave probably at 1 o'clock for some of these games. And it seems like
So not that early, but yeah, it feels. You better start getting ready.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
the main thing is you don't forget the footballs.
yeah. How do you guys, knowing that you have to do that, what is the routine for a McNary Central? Because some of these schools also will have the routine, have to institute that routine to come to you guys on the reciprocal there. But I mean, you look at Dyersburg, Westview, Bolivar Central's probably almost a home game compared to those rest of them. And then the next week, Obion County. Those are 3 games where you might be on the bus for more than an hour and a half,
Sure.
closer to 2 hours, maybe even a little more, depending on what you got to do. You know, the mindset and the preparedness of getting ready for a game like that doesn't just happen if I'm going to Hardin County or if
Right.
I'm going over to Adamsville, right? Because I know that, hey, we don't have to leave for 2 more hours. But,
Right.
hey, if I didn't leave 2 hours ago, I'm in trouble.
Right.
So what is the preparedness for that?
Well, you know, it's not a whole lot different. It's just a time, you know, but you have to be organized and you have to have some support from the community. And luckily, our booster club, our community's doing great about that. You know, they feed the team and we have buses. And I mean, they make sure that we have what we need outside of the footballs. Us coaches, we're going to take care. We'll know what we need and when we're going to do it. But those unsung heroes,
Right.
you know, that's a big part. You know, we have a lot of that at McNary, and that's good. And it helps us out, makes it easier on me as the football coach and our assistants. And so, yeah, you know, that goes a long ways.
Yeah, and definitely you cannot overlook, you know, we talk a lot about, you know, people within the program that, within the schools that are supporting and helping, you know, do things and whatnot. But sometimes the guy who owns the burger
Oh, there's
barn down the road
100%.
is just as important. You
Yes.
know, or sometimes even more important because you say maybe he's providing that meal or whatnot.
And he's taking time out of his business and his workers and
Yeah.
helping you out. And so, yeah, it's a village type deal when you're traveling. And I'll be honest with you, that's McNary County in itself. You know, they're a tight knit group, and they want us to be successful, and they're trying, and I appreciate that. I really do, and the kids see that too.
Yeah.
It goes a long ways. It really does.
It definitely does. Coach, you know, I try not to put anybody ever on the spot here, but I'm gonna throw you on the spot.
Sure.
This game against Westview, right? I mean, it's Coach Carr and I talked about it just a while ago. You know, a little bit different situation. He's a quarterback at UTM, former quarterback from UTM. He knows Jason Simpson very well, and the Simpson family and this and that. It's a little bit different relationship, but you guys are going to go, or I guess you had to go to Westview last year. This year you get them at home. But the phenom that is Graham Simpson, the sophomore quarterback that everybody in the country is going to offer, probably a scholarship to, 57-1 touchdown interception ratio. You know, it's, you know, now I don't have to go 4 hours early to get on the bus and get to Westview. I at least get them at home. How do you guys prepare for a team like Westview? And
Just like everybody else, you know, and I hate to say it like that, but yeah, I mean, Westview is a very good team, you know, and Graham's a very good football player, and he's also surrounded by some very good talent, you know, with Asa Barnes and a few of the others. And on top of that, they've got a good coaching staff. So, you know, when you're playing Westview, you know kind of what you're going to get based off of what's on the team, you know, and so you better be ready to stop the pass, and you better not give them too many opportunities to take advantage of you, you know. But that's every Friday, you know. It's not any
Especially
different.
looking at your schedule,
100%. You know, when we play Westview, there's no different than the approach to Westview than playing Covington. It's just a different game plan. Westview's going to throw the ball around, or Covington's going to pop you in the mouth. Same with Dyersburg, you know. And so it's just a different. Each week is different, and that's the greatest thing about football. And so, it's just being prepared. Our kids know what that is. Our coaches, I hope, know what that is as well, and that's just how we'll approach it.
Yeah, I look at this. I was talking with Lexington about having a very tough region schedule, but then you go over to this region schedule, and it's probably equally as tough as theirs. You talk about Dyersburg, Westview, Ripley. Most any given year is a playoff contending team. Covington. I mean, there's anybody could run this table and make a push for a state championship, as Westview did last year.
Well, most of the time
mean,
they do. You
yeah,
know, I
right.
mean, it's either Covington's had some good runs, Westview's made some good runs, Dyersburg has.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and so our region is good, and we take pride in that. We really do in 7-3A. So
Yeah, I mean it's tough to see, you know, the Alcoas of the world that just kind of course everybody in West Tennessee calls them the private non what did they say? I want to say it correctly, but there's no supervision, non-supervised school maybe in East Tennessee. They kind of just get every player they want, so to speak. They're the IMG of West Tennessee. That happens to be a public school system, but you know, and not trying to call them out because they do a great job over there. Won 497 state championships or whatever it is. I mean, it's just crazy. But you know, to think about that now they're gone, right? So who's the next one? And you know, of course, you got Pearl Cones of the world, you got Westviews of the world. You guys got to get through your own region before you can even worry about anybody else across the state, right? Because it appears that maybe with the absence of Alcoa, the next state championship comes out of this region right here.
Well, that's what we hope for.
Yeah.
I mean, if you coach in our region, that's what we're striving for. And when our teams are in there and we're not, then that's who we're rooting for. So, yeah, I believe it would be out of our region, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, as you said, youth brings its own set of things to overcome. You got to deal with that sometimes. You know, I loved coaching a freshman until they opened their mouth sometimes because I didn't understand what they were saying. You know, they talk gibberish a lot of times. But then as they mature and grow up into a junior and senior, you have some adult conversations. Like, you know, they can tie their shoes, put their cleats on the right way, and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's things. But youth has its own. But also, youth gives you the opportunity to develop those kids into your philosophy, into your program, right? It's not those seniors that bought into your system, but were only there 1 year. Now you're bringing them up in a system,
That's right.
you know, that you can win with. Coach, talk to us about your coaching staff. You know, who's going to be calling plays for y'all, offensively, defensively, your other coaches on the staff, and just talk to them about them.
Sure. Well, I mentioned earlier Coach Jim McKay. He's a former head coach from Mississippi. He coaches our quarterbacks and our wide receivers and DBs. And so then we have Coach Steve Ray, who's our defensive coordinator and our D-line coach. And so really and truly, I'm going to go through our position coaches, but we coach everything. And so, you know, Lucas Parrott, he's our offensive coordinator. We added Blaine Suter on staff this year as our JV freshman guy. He's doing a great job. And so, and Richie Dillinger, who's new to our staff from Mississippi, and he does a fantastic job with offensive linemen. I'm blessed to be around good men every day. You know, I think Coach Carr said it earlier. He doesn't feel like he goes into work, and I feel the same way. I love our kids. I feel that's reciprocated. I love our coaches, and that's reciprocated. It's a great, positive environment. That's one thing that we've brought and changed in the past year and going into year two is the environment, the familyness, kids staying later, doing extra work. And so those are things that you haven't previously seen that they're buying into the foundation, which started last year with last year's seniors. You know, we're starting – he talked about the youth. Our quarterback this year is Jackson King, and he started as a freshman at corner last year and did a fantastic job. Matter of fact, I think there's a lot of teams that just stopped throwing to that side. He did such a good job, and so he's a competitor. He's a leader at such a young age, and so it's good that to have somebody like that at a young age that will be with the program for a while. And you got some other kids that are with there. Jadarian Campbell does a fantastic job. He's fast as a lightning bug, and we're excited about seeing what he's going to do. We're excited about Jackson Robertson's another sophomore that's going to play. Caden Forsythe's a sophomore that's going to play a lot of minutes. Aiden Huggins a lot of sophomore, a lot of minutes going to be played. So you can see that there's going to be some strides, and we will get better as the year goes on. Is my hope. And the more experience, the more skin in the game, as to say that we have as a team, we will get better each and every week.
Yeah, and for you guys having that first 3 games of the season as non-region opponents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having a little bit, I think it's region. It might be a 2A region now. They've got eight teams,
Mm-hmm.
so they don't really have any
Right.
off weeks, so to speak. Everything it matters, and
Mm-hmm.
Lexington, I think, maybe is that same way. I think they got 8 or 9 teams in their region as well.
Right.
You guys here in a little bit different situation where you have 4 non-region teams, but 3 of them to start the season.
Mm-hmm.
How important is that with that youth to say, hey, this game matters because it's a football game. We want to go out and win every game that's in front of us, right? But it's not a region game, so when it comes to playoffs, we could lose this game and still be okay because this one doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But that growth that you're going to have and the opportunity to fix those mistakes when you get to the region, how important is that?
Well, I've always been, and when I worked with Coach Scott Stidham at South Gibson, he would always say that and I truly believe it too. I think your biggest growth is after week 1, that week 2 game, because you see what's your progress, what you've learned from the preseason games. You're going to put that in on week 1, and week 2 is when you come and you start making some adjustments based off what you see on that film. And it's 4 quarters. You get to test some, you get to test, are you disciplined? Can you withstand 4 quarters of play in the heat? It's going to be hot this week. How are you going to be approach the practice schedule? Because you're going to have to game plan this week, and it's going to be a different approach to the game for the kids on their aspect and coaches wise, and so it's just mentally going to be a light switch turn on. And so no matter what you say that the preseason and July and June is important, right now is where you see how important that really was. How much work did you really put in, how much effort as a player and as a coach, and now you're about to get a test.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, most definitely. You talked about Coach Stidham. What a great man, great coach in his own right. What do you feel might be one of the most important lessons, maybe even life lessons, that you learned from Coach Stidham in your time together?
I think it's how to treat people.
Yeah.
He was a great Christian man.
Yeah.
I didn't see him get angry very often, which is not I'm not saying that getting angry is a bad thing,
Right,
but
sure.
you know what I'm saying. He's a good man. He's still a dear friend of mine.
Yeah.
I call him very, very often. We talk, and so but how to treat people,
Yeah.
and that in itself has helped me.
Yeah. I'm not sure that I saw him very often that he didn't extend his hand.
That's right.
And a handshake to somebody,
Mhm.
whether he knew him or not.
That's right.
Smile on his face,
Mhm.
and you always knew what you were going to get with him.
Mhm.
And I really appreciate that about him. And and what a great opportunity to sit under somebody that has success as a coach, but also as a great man. It's talked a lot about that over the show today about just having. We got a lot of crazy things going on in our world, and social media is blown up, and,
Mhm.
and a lot of things are thrown in our kids' faces, especially our young men's faces in a lot of
Right.
ways, and some negativity on just being a man, and then just all the other stuff that includes it. And to have the leaders in our schools that we have on our, as principals or whatever, but to have our football coaches and our men's basketball coaches that are going to be in the locker room with these guys, giving them some of those life lessons. I really think my kid's older. He's out of school now and started to become a man in his own right. I really think about the guys that are in these positions now across West Tennessee, and I was like, man, my kid could go play for this guy. My kid could go play for that guy.
Mhm.
And there's not a school that I can't point to right now and go, because he played for Coach Wolf up at Henry County,
Mhm.
and he played for Coach Starks over at Liberty, and he played for Coach Teichman over at JCS, or JCS. I want to make sure I get that right. Private schools get upset when you
Yeah.
call out the wrong one, but JCS. And I remember those coaches And I'm like, yes, but he could have gone and played for Coach Puckett too, and he could have gone and played for this coach, and he could have gone and played for that coach, because of their character that they have. And I really appreciate you guys. It just seems like right now in West Tennessee, our programs are not only winning and being successful in a lot of ways, but our kids are being led by young men in the coaching realm, whether it's just because they became head coach the first time in their life, or they're even younger than me, so to speak. They're in 20s and 30s now that are getting those shots, and I really appreciate that. So I really appreciate the message that you're sending. Talk to us about the leadership at the school. You guys got a change in leadership this year.
We did. We lost our principal over the summer, Jerry Pyre, and he was
Jerry Pyre,
and that was a hard time for us. He's a great man. That was June was hard on us. We had had him pass away, and we had some other close people that passed away in not administration, but family members of administration, and so. It's tough when you go through that, especially when the guy who hires you passes away, and you have a great relationship with him. Yeah. And but I'll tell you what, we had we just hired Jason Newman, and he's a fantastic human being. Yeah. And so you worry about sometimes who's going to be in that leadership role, and can you see eye to eye and things, and I'm telling you, he's been top notch ever since from day one. He's great. Coach Franks is our AD, does a fantastic job. I've got really, really good support. Our football program, our administration is top notch. Right. It really is.
Yeah, Dr. Pyron kind of worked with me as a young administrator, and I got my master's in administration license kind of under him, and went through a practicum with him. And when he was at Haywood, he kind of gave me my first shot to be a principal, and or assistant principal, and was just what a great guy.
Yeah, he was.
He spoke highly of you, which is one of the couple conversations that he and I had. My wife is in special education. She teaches at UTM and professor of special education, early childhood there, and so Dr. Pyron would call quite often and want to talk to my wife, say, I got a special education question, and this and that. I need to know about this, and we'd talk. And so when he hired you, he and I had some conversations about that. He's like, man, I really feel like this guy is the man that's going to make it happen for us, and the character and just the things that he learned about you, and if I know anything about Dr. Pyron, and I think anybody out there would agree with this that knew him, he wasn't going to feed you a line of bull.
No, he wasn't.
He never said anything he didn't mean.
And I'll tell you, he's one of the most supportive men you ever meet. We, matter of fact, we're dedicating our season to him. We all have JP stickers on our helmets. And he was a big part of the football program. He came out, he talked to the kids a lot. They liked him, so it was. We're excited about honoring him this season.
He had a. To me, and anybody would know this, he had a quirky kind of humor about
him.
But in the end, he had a heart of gold, and he cared about every kid that ever came through any school system that I ever worked with.
Absolutely.
And about all of his staff. I remember again those days at Haywood, and how much often he'd pull money out of his pocket and say, hey, let's get some burgers for somebody or whatever, and this and that. And man, I just when I was thinking about this interview, obviously he came to my mind, and those memories that we shared at Haywood and even beyond. And man, obviously a great loss for the McNary's community, but a great hire. Gone but not forgotten, as Dr. Pyron. I hate that it ended the way it did for him. It's another reason. Make sure that anybody out there is you're checking with your doctor and staying up on your medicines and getting regular checkups and things like that, because you just never know.
No,
sometimes that your days are numbered.
Well, you can't take the day for granted.
No, you're not. The next game, the next practice,
that's right.
Maybe your last injury-wise.
That's
maybe, right. That for another reason, and so great. Unfortunately, a great life lesson for everybody right there. But Dr. Pyron was a great man. I want to give him a shout out today on the show for that.
I'm glad you did that.
And whatnot. He was one of my favorites, and I miss him dearly. We were in New York when the information we got the information, and we had kind of only been there about 2 or 3 days, over a 10-day stay, and couldn't get back for his funeral, and hate that we had to miss that. But I did reach out to some folks that I knew and whatnot. So, but again, that just when you're coming in today, I told my wife, I said this is the head coach where Dr. Pyre was at, and I just saw a little tear come down her eye. So just a great man, a great man. Don't mean to squash the sports talk here, but sometimes it's bigger.
It is bigger,
sports,
yeah,
right?
100%.
Life is bigger than sports, and I wish we as a society sometimes would learn that. All this millions of dollars that we put into these athletes. And I'm not going to play unless I get the next biggest contract. And I love Trey Smith, who came from here in West Tennessee, and he's the highest paid guard, but he didn't go sit out. He didn't say I wasn't going to do this. He goes, I'm going to go play football. Now he could have gone somewhere else and got the money, but he never made it a social media spectacle to say you're going to pay me or I'm out. Right? Some of these other guys have, and I hate it for the sport, because I think it teaches our young men, aspiring young men, a lesson that we don't want necessarily to be taught. I don't want my kid as a parent to be taught that. I want him to do so. Hey, hard work will get me there, and it will pay off in the end.
That's
but
right.
The hard work's going to get me there.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, look at this past week where Ty Simpson gets named. Starting quarterback. Yeah. So that's inspiring to the. Anybody who's played sports have had those days, those questionable moments, and are you good enough and things like that. And if you just keep putting your boots on, keep coming to work, you got a goal and you know what to do. So
yeah. I had a conversation one time with my son. My dad and I built houses in St. Louis, Missouri for many years before I moved and kind of got into the school system and whatnot. But when we were young, we'd go to St. Louis to visit my mother, and my son would say, didn't you work here? And I said, yeah, I built that house right there. I helped build, or I did this over here on this building or whatever. And it was a sense of pride that I got a paycheck for all that stuff. And that was the instant gratification was getting that weekly paycheck. But to go back and see a house that now, I worked on when I was 17 years old as a kid in high school, or maybe even sometimes earlier than that, which is a long time ago now, to go back and see that still standing, and it's still a prideful thing in the community, or it's still a part of something that you built there at that time. Those are the things that really matter, and I'm so glad again for you as a coach and for these other coaches that are going in and establishing that message into our kids. Coach Stidham speaks highly of you, and because I know Dr. Pyron wouldn't have hired you if that wasn't the case. So those things. But and again, if Dr. Pyron says this is a good man, I'm putting money on it. Right now. I'm gonna make my bank on it. So it is, Coach. We often try to say, because we have people that it's a Saturday morning. Got people are going to play golf and this and that, and sometimes they don't necessarily watch the show, but usually by the weekend's over with, we go from 1,000 views to a few thousand views, and then sometimes like that. So, and anytime we want to always say that anybody that goes back and watches this, if somebody would like to help the Bobcats in any way, maybe they want to provide a meal, or they're watching the show today, and maybe something just the story about Dr. Pyron just touches the heart. They want to reach out and make a donation or something. How can they do that with the Bobcats?
Well, they can. We can write the checks out to MCHS football.
You guys did stickers, right? Yeah.
It's all right. Yeah. But you asked, but
no, that's it.
We just want support in any ways. It doesn't have to be tangible. It could just be a pat on the back. I think our boys in today's society needs this pat on the back. I don't think we do that enough. And that's the support right there. And everybody has a role to play in football. Whatever that role is, you got to be great at it. I think Nick Saban said that or something. And so if your role is to be a supporter, and be great at it, you know, and so
be the best what you can do. I think one of the things I thought about this week, with it going to be so hot, I think they said 99, 100 on the gauge itself, which means our heat index is in the teens, and it's going to be extremely hot. I tried to think about what we did in Florida when I coached down there for 10 years. Every day was hot.
Right.
Christmas was hot. I mean, it didn't matter. It was a hot day, and it was every day was a popsicle day for our kids.
Yeah.
Right? So we had a parent.
Yep.
We had a support member in the community. Nothing big. Just
Yep.
Go buy that pack of popsicles at Sam's, throw them in your freezer, and then bring them out to the kids.
Well, I tell you,
it's
we had
just-
that last week. We had a few dads get together, and they just showed up in the back of the truck and had some watermelons, and
Yeah.
the kids ate that. I mean, and that to me brings the team together.
Yeah.
When you do things like that, I mean, we had parents yesterday that gave us bags of oranges for the kids this
Right.
week, and so that's how it'll be. The McNairy community is great.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, I love Selmer. I used to play in a band a little bit,
Yeah.
and some 50s to 70s country Americana music.
Okay.
And when I wasn't coaching on a Saturday night, we'd go to some little places and play, and we got the chance to play at Reagan, down in
Okay,
Reagan,
yeah,
Tennessee, and then we played down in Selmer one time, and the opportunity to just to interact with folks in the community always, every time.
Right.
It seems like I go to another place like Selmer or Milan or whatever. It's always, where are you from? What you doing? What you gonna do here? And then,
Yeah.
and sometimes I'm like, well, I just want to be to myself and do my own business. But everybody wants to know your business and
Right.
stuff like that. And it's nothing negative about it. They're
No.
just very friendly folks.
They are.
And I've always enjoyed every time I go through Selmer to do that. Now I don't enjoy it when I forget to make that right hand turn when I'm going to Mississippi.
Yeah,
Next thing I know, I'm in Hardin County, and
That's
I'm
right.
like, oh man, I forgot to turn or something, what's the little restaurant down there in Michi? Is it Mickey or Michi?
RJ's?
Not RJ's. Come on now, it's a little seafood place.
Top of the river.
Top of the river. Used to go down there quite a bit. I haven't been there in years.
Good
So
place.
it may be maybe this year a time to take a trip to McNairy County.
You
and
need to.
pop up the
That'd be great.
Fox Sports tent and just say, hey, here we are, and go eat some seafood.
That'd be awesome.
That's it, Coach. We have a come and go type thing starting next week on the 23rd. We call it the Coaches Show on Sports Talk Live. And would love to have you back any Saturday that you want to show up. If you can't, you can't. If you shoot me a text and say, hey, Coach, I could call in this week if you got a minute, we'll try to get a call in with you. I know that Saturdays are very important, but they're more important right now because there may be that loved one at home that's waiting to have that last Saturday with a husband or a wife or a spouse of some sort, and talk to your support outside of football.
Yeah,
real quick.
and that goes. My wife Lucy and I have a 8-year-old son Beckham, and they're as good a support system as you could ask for. My son, he's on the sidelines cheering just like he's a coach, and the kids love him. He loves the kids, and Lucy loves what I do, and I grew up in that kind of environment. My mom and dad were both educators and coaches, and so I'm kind of used to that, and it's great to have that support system at home. And like even though the season started, I like to keep those Saturdays where our coaches and myself can have those. I think that's very important in today's society to have some family time, and we dedicate Saturdays for family. Now, we still get our work done,
Right.
but we don't come in and do things like that on a Saturday so we can spend time with the people that are most dear to us, and they're our biggest supporters.
Yeah,
So.
I appreciate that. My head coach in Florida that I was offensive coordinator under, he was hey, we're going to meet for 3 hours on a Sunday afternoon after you have some church and
That's
lunch
right.
and all that
Yep.
kind of stuff. You go do what you need to do, and then we're going to meet from 3 to 6, which is a kind of unfortunately, it's an NFL time, but
Right.
for him, it was work time. But he was like, we come in on Saturday mornings for 2 hours. We brought the kids in, make sure everybody was injury prevention, get trainers in there if we need to. Dub films back in the day, we were still trading VHS films,
Right,
so
yeah.
you had to do that a little bit. Sometimes we'd stay late on a Friday night if it was a home game and do that before we left. But nonetheless, it was one of those things where he did the same thing, and I appreciate coaches that will try to protect the coaches' times and the family times. Again, we have a lot of distractions and things going on. So, but all of that to say that every Saturday is the coaches' show, 9 to 11. It's a come and go. Pop in if you have some kids, and I know it's a long drive from McNairy County up here, but if you have some kids that could make it in, would love to talk with them on the show as well. Assistant coaches, if you can't come, send an assistant coach, whatever. Talk about the week's game, previous game, and the opponent coming up, and just break down some real quick things. So be in 15, 20 minutes and pop out. So just come and go as you please. So you guys are welcome any Saturday to come in. How are you guys are NFHS school?
We are.
Okay. Anybody that wants to watch that, hopefully we've reached out to the NFHS at Fox Sports here. And we do an NFL Red Zone. And so for high school.
That's going to be neat.
So I think it's going to be really cool. And so we've got some teams on it right now. I think maybe 8 teams is what we've got lined up. Of course, NFHS is a little different beast.
Right.
So we've reached out to them, see if we can get a partner with them. So we'd love to be able to carry your guys' games on there and talk about
absolutely
Red Zone appearances, and that kind of stuff. So highlight those, and we'll see how that goes throughout the season. So hopefully we can have you guys there. If not, maybe we can pop in again. We'll let you know, and hey, can we be there that particular Friday night and make things happen and go from there. Coach, anything else about McNairy that the community needs to know about?
I mean, we're just excited, and nothing that I haven't already said. It's just that we want to just come out here, make our community proud of the product that's on the field, and we want to represent what the Selmer community is, and we're tough, hard-nosed community. Things don't come easy to Selmer, and we had a tragedy with the tornado, and so we're hoping that this is going to be the first positiveness that the kids and everybody can see since then, and so this is really a big major event since the tornado.
I hadn't even forgotten about that.
And so that's still some remnants of that. And
did you guys experience any damage at the school with that?
No, not at the school. Yeah, it was in a different part of the town. But nevertheless, it hit the community hard, and we're not blind to that as a football program. So we're ready to be tough-minded and relentless this year.
Yeah,
so.
I think it was maybe Hub City Wrestling came down and did an event, did a fundraiser for community back in the summer. Sometime we had them on and was talking about that. But yeah, it's a lot of adversity, but there's really nothing. I think in my mind, nothing better than, especially since school has kicked off, to bring a community together.
100%.
Lights, man.
No doubt.
You could play softball, you can play basketball, you can do all those things, but to get the community out there on a football field, you got the grills going in the background, you got some hot dogs and popcorn being sold at the concession stand, and you're in the stands with your community, your extended family.
Well, we had so when we played Peabody last week in our scrimmage, we do a community-wide tailgate. It's like a picnic is what we do. And so all the community comes out. They bring their tents and set up, and it sits up all the way around our track. And that is something that is special.
Yeah.
And so we're looking to grow that each and every year and add that during the fall and stuff. Right. So it's something I'd like for you to see sometime.
Yeah. Maybe next season we can come down and maybe film one of those scrimmages.
That'd be cool.
That out on our network. I don't think NFHS would care about preseason stuff.
No. So that'd be cool.
Got to be careful. Don't step on anybody's contractual toes. It is what it is. But right here at Sports Talk Live, we just want to promote our kids.
That's right.
And our biggest commodity in our society is our kids. And there's so many things that, and again, society and socially, that our kids were being attacked every day, and we just want to continue to uplift them and talk positively about them, and help them get the next chance. If we in some way can allow them to have a platform to talk about themselves or their program that somebody can see, and one of the reasons why I'm so excited about going to this Fox Sports opportunity is that it just increases our brand, right? Increases our reach.
Yeah.
It's
good for everybody.
Yeah, just good for the whole community in general. So very very excited about that. And Coach, we wish you guys so much success this year. Not only because we know a little bit about your community and Dr. Pyron and things like that, but because we want all of our schools to be as successful as possible. And you guys are going to go play somebody that I've probably said that to as well, and only one of those teams can win.
Mm-hmm.
But as you say, winning's not always about the score. It's
That's
about other things in life.
Yep,
and so,
that's right.
It is what it is. It's a tough task, tough schedule. But you guys kick off this week, the 22nd, 7 p.m. at home, Fayette Academy, a team you said you guys have played before, familiar foe. And so we wish you guys nothing but success there, and hopefully have a great season. And maybe we'll see you down on the end of the season making that playoff push.
That's the goal.
That's it.
That'd be great. Yeah,
Coach, thanks for coming by
Thank
today.
you.
We appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir.
First time guest on Sports Talk Live. I don't have a sports card to give you. Sorry,
Yeah.
not Jay Leno. We don't do that here. But again, you're welcome back anytime. We appreciate you being here, guys. You heard Coach Truitt here on Sports Talk Live. We appreciate him coming in today. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, hey, this show is almost over. It goes quick. I'm telling you, 3 hours goes by in a heartbeat when you're having fun and talking about sports. And our kids is having fun. I enjoy it each and every week. That's why I do it. And so now, just happy to be a part of a bigger reach in Talking Sports, West Tennessee, and Fox Sports Network. And so we're very excited about that. Don't go away, folks. When we come back, we'll run down those scrimmage jamboree scores one more time. Tell you, if you didn't hear it first already, tell you again about that knockout punch Tennessee has already thrown, and you'll be surprised to hear it's not the football team. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Planning your financial future can be a daunting task. With all the things you want to achieve, how do you prepare so your money will go the distance? Here's some advice that may help. Why not talk to your local Woodman Life representative? They can answer all your questions, and together you can fill out a free needs analysis to help identify your short and long-term financial goals. Our representative can then recommend insurance and annuity solutions to help make your financial future safe and secure, so that all those things you want to achieve remain firmly in your sights.
Hi, I'm Kelly Bonifer, your local Woodman Life representative. Did you know that the life insurance you have through work may not be there for you if you change jobs? Call me at 731-423-4784 to discuss your options for protecting your family's financial future.
Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society of Omaha, Nebraska. Woodman Life, standing strong for generations.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Get ready, basketball fans, and welcome to The Bounce, your go-to destination for all things hoops. Join us every Thursday night from 6 to 7 p.m. starting February 13th, as Andrew Hicks will bring you the wildest highlights, in-depth discussions on trades, injury updates, and those unforgettable buzzer beaters. Whether you're a hardcore enthusiast or just looking for some epic plays, we've got something for everyone. So grab your favorite snacks and tune in for the action-packed episodes each and every Thursday night on the Hub City Sports Network. Don't forget to like and share this video with your friends, and we'll see you in the next stream.
As the road you travel changes, so can your insurance needs. Talking with Farmers Insurance agent Jeremy Chandler can help you assess whether you're ready for the journey ahead. There's a reason the Jeremy Chandler Agency was voted Best Insurance Agency in VIP Magazine's Best in Jackson 2024. Give Jeremy a call today at 731-FARMERS and find out why. That's Jeremy Chandler at 731-327-6377 or contact him at 731farmers.com.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Live with the coach. That's me, Coach T. Stratton, live right here at Caddy Sports Club. Caddy's the premier indoor golfing facility in West Tennessee. If you are not or have not been here, you need to get over here today. Get your tee times, guys. Next week, it is going to be brutally hot. And where do you want to be? You want to be at Caddy's because it is a cool 73 degrees in here. And teeing off at 73 degrees is a different feeling than teeing off at 99. I'm just going to say it. I mean, it is. It is what it is. But get over here. Hot honey pizza. The wings are fabulous. The BLT is to die for. And my wife's favorite, ladies, because you guys can swing the golf clubs as well. But my wife's favorite is the chicken salad sandwich. I think it's still on the menu. Don't quote me if it's not when you get here. I do apologize if it's not. But nonetheless, Caddy Sports Club right here on Van Drive, 601 Van Drive. You can check out their website. Make your bookings online for a booth if you want to play sports or play golf. If not, come over here. They've got the big screen, the 20-foot TV out in front of their sitting area. They got TVs all over the place that you can catch the game on, and they've got the NFL on right now. Telling you what, this is the place to be. They host parties, they cater, and they have guys or girls. They have scrambles. Right now, I think the big deal is to beat closest to the pin for the owner. And I think I'm going to try to get in on that. I think we're going to have like a closest to the pin with the coach, or we also may even have like beat the coach, and we may play like a 3-hole or a 6-hole match, and we'll have some different contestants, as they used to say on The Price is Right on Sports Talk Live right here. And hey, the Tennessee Volunteers already making noise. Yes, you heard it right. Joe Castleman, if you're listening, if you rewatch this show, you heard me say it. The Tennessee Volunteers making some noise as the Lady Vols come out swinging. They threw the Tyson uppercut. Remember when Tyson used to get in real tight and he'd throw that uppercut? The uppercut came out Thursday night as the Lady Vols came out swinging, and they defeated the number one team in the country, the NCAA Division I North Carolina Tar Heels lady soccer team, number one team. They came to Tennessee and got beat 2-0. Way to go for Tennessee to kick off this season. Hey, let me run down those scrimmage scores again, so that we, those of you that might be listening and didn't hear that, might want to hear those things. And did it again this weekend. Left the door open, loading some things in, and let a fly in. Doesn't want to leave me alone. Westview 28, Dyer County 7, Mumford 27, Crockett County 14. Brighton 21, Obion County with a new head coach 13. Dyersburg 21, Lake County 0. Camden 14, Dresden 7, McKenzie 20, McCracken County 14. Milan and Henry County. This was guys, I understand this is a scrimmage. It's a jamboree. It's a glorified quarter of a game, and you're not going to do anything crazy. You're not pulling out the Statue of Liberty, the hook and ladder, the flea flicker. You're just gonna get a good look from another team at what your team's capable of doing. But Milan gets a 12-0 victory over Henry County. Will be at Henry County this week for that huge kickoff of high school football on a Thursday night as Henry County hosts the Haywood County Tomcats. And what a star-studded field that's going to be. Wow. It's going to be that's going to be a great game. Hollow Rock Brewston 12, West Carroll 8, South Fulton 31, Liberty Tech 7. Now Liberty Tech has gone independent this year, so as you look at for their scores, or if you're a fan of the Crusaders, Liberty Tech will not be playoff eligible for a region because they're not in any region this year nor next. They're rebuilding their program and they're setting some new parameters, and so Liberty Tech going independent this year. Houston County 13, Gleason 7, South Gibson 30, Peabody 14, Huntington 7, Lexington 0. Had Coach Carr on earlier today, and Huntington is a beast of its own. But Coach Carr getting some good film on his team last night, and they will get ready to kick off this season again this Friday night, August 22nd. Riverside 14, Perry County 0. Halls blanks Ripley 20-0. Bolivar 20, Middleton 0, Covington 27, and Union City 0. Adamsville JCM, they called their game early. Adamsville was up 7-0 at that point. TCA and Southside same way, same score, 7-0 TCA. And that game got called due to weather. I was actually at that game, took a couple pictures, and the rain came down in buckets. And so they canceled that game as well because of weather. And the McNairy Central was supposed to be at Chester County, and they did not play at all. So preseason is over, folks. The horses are in the barn, and the gates come open this next week. What a week it's going to be as high school football kicks off right here in West Tennessee. And we appreciate everybody tuning in. Guys, we're so excited about where Sports Talk Live is going to go. I've accepted the position as sports director at Talkin' Sports and the Fox Sport affiliate, Talkin' Sports West Tennessee, and so we're excited about that. We're excited about the opportunity to expand our coverage for our kids here and our coaches and our programs right here in West Tennessee. So as we continue to proverbially turn the knob, turn the switch, we're live this week on the Fox Sports Radio website of Talkin' Sports. FSRJackson.com. Go ahead and make your way there and follow that page, bookmark that page so that you have that, so you can see stories on there from all over the area. Jackson State Community College volleyball kicks off their inaugural season this year, and the head coach the interview with Coach Capellas over at Jackson State is on there. You can see that interview that I had with Coach Capellas. What a fabulous young lady. We talked about the men leading our men, young men growing up here in West Tennessee. I can't say highly enough about the ladies as well. Now, we're talking about football, and I understand that. So typically in fact, we don't have any women head coaches. So it is what it is. Sometimes I hear things on the show about, hey, you didn't talk about, girls sports. Guys, I run a foundation for girls sports called All Children Play. Look us up on the Community Foundation of West Tennessee. Our website or our donation page is there. You can look us up and give us a donation. We promote girls sports immensely. So we want to make sure there's equity in girls sports, but there are no female head coaches in football. So when we talk about men leading men, that's what we're talking about. But now, we also have Coach Capellas leading the Lady Green Jays. And I'm going to say this, Coach Capellas, what a fabulous young lady she is. And if you have a young lady that plays volleyball that doesn't want to leave the area, that's not being recruited outside and guaranteed a spot or a nil deal, Coach Capellas is the real deal. She is a fabulous young lady, heart of gold, and she wants, again, her players not only to succeed on the field, but to become good young ladies and good women in our society. And so, hey, we appreciate her and her coaching ability over at Jackson State. And Jackson State, I'm going to talk about this. Dr. Lynham, he's the athletic director over there, and their leadership at Jackson State really pouring into the athletic community of Jackson State, and we really appreciate what they're doing over there, right? And guys, it has been a great show. What a way to kick off kind of our first weekend on Fox Sports on the website. FoxSportsRadioJackson.com is the website, and make sure that you go over there and bookmark that page. Social media right now, we're staying on the Hub City Sports Network, as the branding names for our social media have not been approved yet, so we'll be working on that. Also 103.5 FM in the Jackson area, as well as 1310 AM, and those are ways that you can listen to us live on the radio. Speaking of a legend in Jackson, we are going to be talking with next week. We're going to be talking with our coaches right here, and football kicks off Saturday right here at Caddy's Sports Club like it does each and every week. And we've got a great lineup for you. We have everybody lined up to come in into the Caddies. The door is open, and I love, if you want to come over here and watch the last hour of the show, guys, you are definitely welcome to do so. The restaurant is open. You can come over here and watch the last hour of the show. Probably could slide in just a few minutes before 11. Don't come over here at 6 a.m. Where you can't get in. But about 10:45, the doors will be opening, and you can come on in, grab a table, and listen to the last hour of the show right here live at Caddy's. And we're again very excited about Sports Talk Live and the show getting on and starting to build the new platform. 103.5 FM, 1310 AM, FSR Jackson. We're live, FSRJackson.com. FoxSportsRadioJackson.com. We're live there right now, and you will catch us on our shows on Facebook and more as those things continue to get approved and built. So very excited about that, guys. We're going to step away for 60 seconds, guys. Last commercial break. Need to get this in. And when we come back, we'll close things out for the day, talk about what you can see and expect next week on the show, as well as give you the last few bits of information about anything else sports related in the area. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Planning your financial future can be a daunting task. With all the things you want to achieve, how do you prepare so your money will go the distance? Here's some advice that may help. Why not talk to your local Woodman Life representative? They can answer all your questions, and together you can fill out a free needs analysis to help identify your short and long-term financial goals. Our representative can then recommend insurance and annuity solutions to help make your financial future safe and secure, so that all those things you want to achieve remain firmly in your sights.
Hi, I'm Kelly Bonifer, your local Woodman Life representative. Did you know that the life insurance you have through work may not be there for you if you change jobs? Call me at 731-423-4784 to discuss your options for protecting your family's financial future.
Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society of Omaha, Nebraska. Woodman Life, standing strong for generations.
All right, welcome back. Sports Talk Live with the coach. That's me, Coach T. Stratton. Hey, we're live right here at Caddy's Sports Club. Come on over today and get your golf on. It's muggy and hot outside. Guys, if you don't even want to hit the range before you go play your round at noon, I would come over here and get warmed up before you head out to the golf course and tee off in the afternoon. Come on over here and have lunch and get some practice in before you head out to the golf course right here, Caddy Sports Club, Jackson, Tennessee, 601 Van Drive. And we want to appreciate all of our sponsors, all of our support right here. And so Woodman Life, if you are in need of some insurance, some annuities, universal index life plans, anything like that, our commercial runs on here, and you can get that information. And we appreciate Woodman Life for being part of this show and sponsoring that. Jeremy Farmers Insurance, if you're in need of car, house, boat, motorcycle insurance, anything like that, make sure that you reach out to Jeremy Chandler, his agency at 731 Farmers, and he was voted best in Jackson for 2024. Now I know we're in 2025, but they haven't made that vote for 2025 yet, so you got to make that happen. And so go ahead and check out Jeremy Chandler Farmers Insurance as well. And then also, again, I said this earlier, if you're interested in supporting All Children Play, Fund of the Community Foundation, we are a nonprofit organization that supports athletics. Our vision statement and mission statement is to provide equity and equality in girls sports for students with disabilities and children from low-income families, and you can do so by reaching out to the Community Foundation and making a donation, tax-deductible donation, by the way, there. Also, been very happy to announce that we are working with Special Olympics this year in a full-time capacity as a volunteer, but Special Olympics, and we have some things coming up for Special Olympics. If you want to be involved in the Special Olympics of West Tennessee Area 11, then make sure that you reach out and contact me, and we will get you going there. Woodman Life, Kelly Bonifer is the agent there. 270-250-2000. 270-250-2000. Call Kelly Bonifer, and she'll hook you up with some of that stuff for Jackson Live. Guys, that's it. The show has come to an end. Next week, right here, the Coaches Show kicks off with our area football coaches and anybody else that's coaching. I mean, if you want to show up and talk about your sport, come on over. 9 a.m. to 11. Interviews will go till 12, but please be here by 11 a.m. and interviews till noon. And we're going to talk about our kids, promote our kids and our programs right here in West Tennessee. So for all of us at Sports Talk Live, I'm the coach, Coach T. Stratton. Check us out on Hub City Sports Network, FSRJackson.com, and we will see you in